Hello everyone, and welcome to this evening's episode of Critical Role, where a bunch of us nerdy-ass voice actors, some of us far from our place in the internet, sit around and play Dungeons & Dragons, throw some dice, and all that insanity. So, welcome to the chaos. Let's see, first and foremost, let's go ahead and get some announcements out of the way so we can hop into the game proper. Sam is on his way, per usual. Liam is here via internet.
Can you see him? Is he there?
There we go, there's our
Digital
Liam.
Liam.
My brother.
What?
I can't see you. You're hiding in the shadows.
Can you hear me?
I can, yes.
Wonders of the internet.
I'm in the bag of holding.
That's not gonna end well for you. if Oxen have shown us anything. Yeah, poor Dork. Just remember Dork.
Never forget.
Never forget.
Never. That's another shirt. Have a seat. Hello.
Oh, I can see you guys on Twitch. Did you know you're on the internet?
Holy shit! You're crazy. Someone's watching?
Yeah.
Don't be weird, man.
Don't make it weird, Liam. All right, let's go ahead and plug through these announcements so we can get to the game.
Yes.
First thing, me and Marisha wanted to reach out and let everyone know that we're going to be guests next weekend.
Yeah.
I believe it's the 8th through the 10th.
And 10th.
At an event called Techo in Pittsburgh. It's an awesome convention. We're going to be doing panels and signings and all that fun stuff. So any of you in that area, you should come hang out at Techo with us in a week. That'd be awesome.
My old stomping grounds.
There you go.
College days.
Hello, darkness, my
Oh, sad Affleck.
Sad Affleck, best meme ever.
Never.
Watched it over and over again.
I don't know. It didn't
All right, so
You're formatting. I don't know why.
today, guys, is the last day to pre-order your Gilmore's Glorious Good shirts. We've had them up for a week.
Touched it weird.
We have, there's a delightful presentation by our lovely Liam. You should pick one up. I should probably pick one up. I don't have one myself yet. Yeah, go ahead and pre-order a copy. We're trying out this new process to get shirts out to everyone, so get that one before they're gone.
It's actually tomorrow.
Tomorrow
Tomorrow at midnight is the deadline.
Would that be
Which
like
to me-
midnight tonight?
See,
or-
that's exactly what I was
Listen,
asking Travis.
you smart
and
son
he
of a bitches. It's so simple. Tomorrow at midnight.
is like in a few hours.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
No, 12
I'm gonna
12:01
rage
is the
before
start
the
of the
show
next
even
day.
starts.
12 midnight is still
I'm gonna
today.
bludgeon-
Oh, really?
I'm sure.
I'm gonna kill you
No.
with this
I could
gun.
be wrong.
But it's 12
11:59
a.m.
is the same day.
Midnight-
so
midnight
is it
is where
starting?
the game
Is it ending tomorrow night or is it ending
Holy
tonight?
shit.
I don't know. You should order tonight just in case.
I'm scared it's actually ending tonight, and
I'm
he
pre-
thinks it's tomorrow night, but I think it might be tonight.
To be safe, make it tonight, but it's probably tomorrow night.
It's
But to
probably
be safe,
tomorrow
make
night.
it tonight.
He's gonna murder us all very shortly.
Save it for the battle. Save it for the battle, Travis.
Oh, you have no.
Also, going up, is it already up in the store now?
Yes,
yes.
6:30 today it went up.
All right, we have two new
Today or
shirts.
tomorrow.
What?
Two new shirts that are available for pre-order, guys.
All these overlapping
Shirts?
things.
These two shirts.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, whoa.
Wait, what's
Oh,
that
yeah.
say?
Dagger, dagger,
Daggle.
Jagger? Why would it say Jagger?
In honor of Mick Jagger.
Oh, okay.
Looks
That makes
looks like Jagger.
Show the logo on the
And we've got our critical
Ah.
role logo on the
Show, I'm
back.
back.
So cool.
So you know it's
You
official.
really like these ones.
Yeah.
They're soft.
We've been
They
excited
feel-
about these for a
They
long
feel very
time.
nice on your body.
They do.
But yeah, those will be up as well for a week for pre-order. So yeah, check those out.
Nice
Get
job,
whatever
Kenneth.
shirts you
Great
can.
designs.
Oh, it's
And I-
so good.
And I think there's a limited amount available for purchase like right away. So if you order fast, you might be able to get them, but that's a very small amount.
Yeah. We're hopefully.
Oh, and also to everybody that's been, messaging us on Twitter, been some people that have really been wanting us to expand our sizing, and we are definitely working on that. It's hard to find some, vendors that can accommodate us, but we're working on it. So hopefully moving forward in the future, we'll have larger sizes available to everyone.
Yeah, we're really trying to do that.
Yar.
Yar.
Soon we'll have announcements. Great. So there is also. Let's see, Sam, you had an announcement about a cartoon.
Oh yes. I've been voice directing this cartoon called Home, based on the movie Home
There you go.
with
Woo!
DreamWorks, and they just announced today that it exists. So it's coming out in.
Yay!
And,
That's
yeah, it's gonna be
awesome.
really good. It's a really fun
Nice,
show.
Sam.
Zaniness.
Kooky Zany.
Kooky zany. Big bright colors.
Fantastic.
Spooky thingy.
Also, tonight is our 47th episode. We are 3 episodes away from our big 50th episode. It'll be a regular episode of this, depending on where the story is at the time, but it'll be special because it's our 50th. Also, we'll have maybe a couple surprises, and we're gonna be doing our big Christmas blowout after the 50th episode. So then we will be putting it to rest as the holidays come around. But yeah, look forward to that 50th episode when it hits, guys. So make sure you don't miss it. Mark off your calendar. I already did, but I have to every week, so I don't have a choice. But you do, and you should come. Anybody else have any other announcements they want to make?
Oh my gosh, Laura,
God
hold
wants to
up
punish you for
boxes.
Oh!
You have, like, they need to be put inside of
Holy.
boxes when you're not rolling dice, because Wormwood Gaming makes boxes for your dice, and if you use the code CRITROLL,
Crit roll!
Crit roll.
Crit roll!
you will get free
Use
shipping.
that code.
It never makes me not laugh.
I have, by the way,
Infomercial
I have some of
presentation.
Liam's dice in front of me.
Uh-oh.
Oh, snap.
You're gonna ruin
Maybe
them
my
too.
brother should hang on to his things.
Oh, snap a
Don't ever my
do.
dice.
Cool. Anything else, guys? We good?
Careful of the spike
Oh,
you
my last episode of Signal Boost is
What do you
this
mean last?
Tuesday.
You just started.
Yeah, we rotate hosts out
Oh.
because it's like our favorite things.
But
and
you're the
I
best
don't want to
host.
have to think. Oh well, thank you, Sam.
Of all the hosts they've had, she's certainly the best.
Yes,
host.
she's
No,
number
thank
one.
you.
You're the
you.
best
Top
by
of top
far.
by far.
I'm
You're
glad
producing
my
it.
friends support me.
It's still your show. You still produce it. Like you still are.
Yes, yeah,
creating
I am
content.
still. I'm still not. I'm not letting it go. I'm still producing it. But I'm gonna
Just
be
tell me,
rotating
am
out
I
hosts.
one of
You're
the
just letting it
hosts?
see other
Do you
people.
want to host? Do you want to do it? Yeah.
Just tell me.
You
Tell me
can.
when, and I will probably be 20 minutes late.
Okay, I'll make that work.
That's what these pre-show announcements are. They're like trailers, so those people that are like late to the
I
stream,
did want to host. I don't want to
they
host
don't miss
anymore.
anything.
Like me.
You're on the
No.
short
Went to see
list.
Batman
That's too
vs
late.
Superman, no trailers.
Don't put me on the
Scared
short
shit out
list.
of me.
That's not
What? Can't do that to somebody. That's half of the joy of going to the movies.
Yeah.
No trailers.
No show.
I was pissed.
That's half the joy gone, and then you have the movie. Sorry. Anyway, so
Oh wait, I got one last thing. It's not really like a professional announcement, but I'm sitting in the kitchen that I grew up in. I'm playing Dungeons and Dragons in the first room that I ever played Dungeons and Dragons in. So it's kind of special.
that's awesome.
That's so cute.
That's a wonderful announcement.
I like that you matched
Yeah.
him a little when you
Yeah,
did
that's
it
pretty
too.
sweet. Fantastic. Well, cool, guys. Then let's go ahead and get this show on the road. So, last we left off, Vox Machina having to traverse the world in search of artifacts known as the vestiges of divergence, ancient items of power used in massive scale warfare in ancient moments of history. Had acquired one from a sunken temple to the champion of the Raven Queen, taking the life, and thankfully not permanently, of Vexalia over here. The party then retrieved their first artifact and then made their way towards the Pyra tribe of the Ashari Druids, the fire guardians of the gate to the elemental plane of fire, which apparently Thordak, the Cinder King, the great red dragon that helms the Chroma Conclave that has torn through all of the civilization of Taldore, emerged from.
Apparently.
Apparently.
Yes.
By that I mean confirmed universally.
Yes.
Tore through. You guys went there, found a surviving faction of the pirate tribe, including Serkonos, their headmaster, as well as a few members of your tribe, the Arashari, Keyleth, and your father. You went towards the remnants of the Cinder Grove, ran into an ally, a strange blue-scale dragonborn by the name of Gurn Blanston, master of necromancy and candlemaking, and combining the two for interesting effect. You fight your way through the Cinder Grove, tearing through elementals, encasing Ifrits in hamster balls and holding them aloft for extended periods of time.
That's
Like you
fun.
do.
Worked out well. And they managed to seal the gate with the help of the druidic tribes there, Gurn, and the intrepid adventurers of Vox Machina. After which, you went to spend the evening there on the mountainside to rest before continuing your journey to wherever that next step may be. So, The rest of you are beaten, bruised, and winded over the previous series of battles and the accomplishment that you achieved here atop the caldera of this mountain. The erupting seismic energies and molten rock that once spewed from the center of this rift have calmed, and the gate once again has been sealed to its dormant, controllable, and watchable size. You guys are free to make camp wherever you'd like.
We already rested though.
Not yet. You're about to set up rest. There are sections as you're walking out of the Cinder Grove that you can see members of the pirate tribe are pulling up still functional pieces of huts and tents and things that were destroyed when Thordak tore through the rift, and they're beginning to reassemble a place to stay for the evening for themselves. So if you wish to stay among the pirate tribe for the evening, it seems to be at least a relatively safe bet.
Could you walk this?
What do you think, Keyleth? I mean, it's your family.
That's up to you guys. I don't think I can transport us out of here until we leave.
I have no problem sleeping here this evening.
Rather winded, actually.
Yes.
What are all like the tents and houses made of anyway?
Most of them are made of pieces of stone. The actual black and gray rock of this mountain, elements of it have been fused together with bits of glass to forge these thick, very sturdy walls when they aren't being torn through by a colossal red dragon.
Whatever.
So a lot of them are being brought back up. Druids are using what remains of their powers from the fight today to assemble more walls of stone, and they're basically creating ramshackle living spaces using their magic. So.
I'm gonna go ahead and assist them because I didn't use any fatal ever spells.
All right. So you begin throwing up some stone walls to help build a small shelter for the evening. The rest.
Is Gurn completely out of the picture? Have we lost sight of him?
You lost sight of Gurn. Gurn went back into the Cinder Grove and began essentially gutter sniping what pieces of red dragon scales he could locate in the vicinity. He has not been seen since that moment, and who knows to where he wandered.
Keyleth, if I may.
Yes, Scanlan.
You said that so weird.
That's how it's spelled.
Keyleth.
Keyleth.
So
Keyleth,
regal of you,
Are
Scanlan.
your people comfortable in these little huts and stuff? Are we going to be safe tonight? Because I could assist us with slightly better shelter
Like how? What do you mean?
with my magical dalliances.
Is that another name for your penis?
It is.
Are you going to poop us a bed?
I could poop us a bed, but
think-
are we okay here safely, or should I
I mean,
get us something special
With your dalliance.
with my dalliance?
I think your penis
What
may
are you
have more
talking
names
about?
than I do. I'm kind of horrified.
Yeah, I want a house from your balls and bits.
I mean, my people have lived here for thousands of years.
Yes, but their
Gener-
shelters are destroyed now. So.
Sure. I mean, generally we're safe as long as dragons
Okay.
aren't smashing through the village. But I mean, if you have an alternative,
I have an alternative.
okay.
I could do a bit of dalliancing, and I will.
You know, you've talked about it so much now, Scanlan.
I know.
Is this going to be self-dalliance, or you're going to need a
I
partner
know.
or two?
I'm just
No.
gonna watch you diddle yourself.
Mushroom stamp the land. Let's
No,
go.
no. So I will take a minute and cast Mordenkainen's magnificent mansion.
I'm so proud of you.
Okay.
I'm so proud of you.
Okay, so you guys watch as Scanlan rummages through some of his side pouches and belongings, pulls out a few elements, a small doorway carved from ivory. He pulls out a piece of polished marble, a tiny silver spoon, and kind of just puts them on the ground in front of him. Closes his eyes for a second.
Can I enchant it with a little song or something?
Yes, you
Okay.
may.
So I'll sing. It's a sick, ba-da-down-down house. Bow, bow, bow. It's mighty, mighty. It's letting it all hang out. That's it. Okay.
You guys are mildly confused, but as he picks up the items, you can see the door sets off this small spark of white energy that glistens in the air, hovers, and then creates just a somewhat shimmering doorway, just standing in the center of the space in front of you.
Oh, I don't think it's.
What?
Would you like to come into my place? It's a little modest shack that I've been working
Is this
on.
like a teleport sort of?
It's a door.
Is this a joke?
There's nothing on the other side of it, is there?
No, it's a place where we can rest for the evening, totally safe and comfortable. It's on a slightly different plane from ours, so nothing can actually hurt us there or get to us. We won't exist.
Wait, is
at
it
the
that
moment,
fire
it just looks
plane
like
where we
safety
just...
from an earthquake.
There's no dragons in that plane?
I haven't checked in a while. I can't. Actually, this is my first time doing this.
We should send somebody ahead first to check. Vax, are you up to the bit?
Am I up to what? What was that, Greg?
It's totally safe. Don't
It's
worry.
fine?
How
Don't
many
worry.
people can fit in here?
As long as you're not going to whip out the cube, then lead the way.
How many people can't fit in there? It's pretty big.
Oh, you can any creature you designate when you cast the spell to enter. So you could say the entire
Everybody.
Pyra tribe if you wanted to.
What?
Everybody.
Sure.
Everybody, the group, or like the Pyra?
How many are there?
Here, there's close to 35, including the Zephyr.
Could you technically do this with any like refugees? I mean, where do they go when you make the door go away?
This is my place, all right? I don't want any riffraff in there. Listen, there's a guest list. There's a guy at the door.
I can solve this really quickly. I can solve this. Are any of the pirate tribe hot?
Like attractive.
Attractive.
They're all hot.
It is the fireplace.
through the soot and ash and the rather somber atmosphere here that paints them as a people that are the survivors of a horrible calamity. Beyond that, there's probably a few that you consider attractive. Sure,
That
if
one
you're
over
that
there
kind of
was
person.
looking at you. I saw her wink at you earlier. I don't know.
really?
So you should impress her.
The one with her face just sheared off.
Yeah, why not?
All right, not really my type. I like full-faced people. But I'll take it. I'll take my chance.
I think that's big of you.
So terrible.
If there's anyone from your immediate family that you'd like to give lodging to tonight, or okay, we'll take them all. We'll take them all in.
Sure. Do you want to tell them it is your home abode?
Ashari people.
All right.
You see some of them stop and kind of like drop the rocks they're currently holding and building one in some of the small shelters.
Don't worry about your shelter for tonight. Let Scanlan Shorthalt take care of you in every way, shape, and form imaginable. Come with me through this weird magic door into another plane. Believe me, it's gonna be okay.
They all kind of look at each other with a strange glance and continue building their current shelters.
Why the fuck not? And I walk on through.
Okay.
All right.
You open the door, and as you grab it, it is a solid door, and the
trying to house 40
handle spins. You look
refugees by being
inside,
a terrible person.
and within you see an incredibly lush foyer to a grand mansion. A 25, 30-foot ceiling made of marble and dark woods. You see a two-part staircase that splits off onto a second-tier floor. You hear soft music playing in the distance, and immediately you see two somewhat ethereal servants come down, dressed as a butler and a maid, that come down with an echoing voice that say, "How might we be of service?"
What the fuck?
Hi, I step in after her. Yes, I've made some changes to the place. Living quarters are upstairs. There's a kitchen, parlor, game room over there, billiards, all sorts of stuff. We have a music room. There are 100 attendants who can wait on us. I've assigned some of them specific jobs. 5 are going to play music for us wherever we want, especially during our meals.
Might we take your things, master?
Oh, yes, here.
I come inside and I see the ethereal things. I'm like,
White
oh,
marble.
ghost!
No,
And
no,
I take
no,
Craven
no,
Edge and I swing at the ethereal subjects.
Okay.
Are you attacking my attendants?
No, the ghosts that are in your house.
They're
Okay,
my
so
people.
by the time you go stop them, 3 of the servants that have grabbed a few of your belongings and been carrying away are swung at Craven Edge, passing through, and their energy dispersing, and their contents of whatever they're carrying drop and cling to the ground, spinning out.
Jesus
Thank
Christ.
God I'm here.
Grog, easy. They're not ghosts. They are supernatural spirits. Some would say ghosts. That are good. They're good. They serve us. They serve
Wait.
me.
Do you pay them, or do they just like work for you? Because
slave
you guys
ghosts.
just. This is terrible, Scanlan.
Well, no, they like it for some reason.
Are you sure?
I can command them to do literally anything, and they like it.
Have you
Watch this. I call one over. You there.
Spadon comes over, kind of plumper, older woman, no feet, just kind of drifting along with this path of mist behind her.
Rob,
Yes, master.
Can you please braid my chest hair?
But of course, Master.
Do you like this job?
It is my purpose, Master.
See, this is what I'm telling
Purpose.
you.
Do you enjoy your purpose?
What does one but enjoy their purpose in life?
And continues braiding his chest hair, these tiny little hairs. Doing a very good job. It's not very long, but sure enough, there is a pattern.
Wow.
Thank you. You're dismissed. Back
get
to the
that
music
wet,
room.
it's
Do you
Master.
tip? Do you tip them? What do
You can tip me. I'll pass it out
I
later.
believe you.
You there, you ghosty. Do you have any ale in this establishment?
But of course, sir, we have an entire winery as part of the mansion.
Holy
What in the
shit.
fuck is this place?
Bring me
What are
a
you
most
doing this time?
expensive
How long
frosty glass of
I
ale.
pulled
Right
the
away.
Scallon over to the side. Have you always been able to do this? Have you been holding out on us, man?
You know, it never occurred to me to do this before for some reason. Yeah.
You shouldn't be Burt Reynolds, you should be Hugh Hefner from now on.
Wow.
No, this is a skill that I recently acquired. I would not hold out on you. This is a new skill that I've just learned, and I'm still making improvements to the house. You'll see that our dining room has a portrait of myself in it.
Oh.
Not the one that I had commissioned, but one that I had envisioned before. It's just me in a smoking jacket, standing in front of a fireplace with me in a smoking jacket above it, Stephen Colbert style. Really? And then we all have our own separate rooms. All of the beds are circular.
Oh.
They all have a mirror over them.
Oh my god!
That's wonderful.
Graceland!
Mine is a Walter bed, so
Wait,
be careful.
you built this entire castle, so how do we know that you haven't installed creepy spy things into our rooms, Scanlan?
Little people.
I don't trust you.
On we go to the rest of it.
I'm waiting on my beer.
I've got a great idea. Let's get some beer. Let's take a rest. And in the morning, there's this great game. We can go to the game room, get some dice and some paper.
A game within a game. The Inception.
It's called Meta and Dragons. We're just going to see how deep it goes.
Keelan just gets a nosebleed for no reason. She's not sure why.
Had to get that out of
There's
my
an
system.
ever-spinning top on the banister.
No.
At this point, Grog, you can see the servant that you'd sent off comes up with a very large, somewhat spectral flagon that, upon handing it to you, turns into a solid metallic form, and inside,
Shit.
very, very finely chilled and very nice-smelling wine.
I put my hand up for a high five.
It makes contact.
It does?
It's a little cushy, but it does make contact, yes.
Wait, these servants will do whatever you want them
That
to.
is terrible. It's a terrible path you're going down right now.
I am
I'm
way
not
ahead of you,
comfortable
Grog.
with this.
I'm way ahead of you. As I said, there are 100 servants here. 50 of them are assigned to me in my own personal service. The rest are available to you in whatever capacity you would like them to.
This will be the best night ever.
Let me go try and gather the rest of the Ashari. Can I
So uncomfortable.
Can I
right
get
now.
like a plate of food from one of the ghosts? So like it's proof.
Okay.
It's about to get
The servants,
Caligula up in this
the
bitch.
servants gather up a platter of food piling up with like grapes and meats and cured ham.
I just pop out of the door and address the people.
Okay.
with the
As soon as you
plate.
pop out of the door, it all turns to smoke and dissipates.
Oh, son of a. Hey guys. Hey, it's okay. It's actually really nice. You should. It's been rough. Why don't we all take a night off and everyone come in and get some food? Get some food. Take a night off.
Scanlan, where we're staying? Where's our rooms?
The rooms are all upstairs. There's individual rooms for all of us. Mine is at the end of the hallway, and it is slightly bigger than the rest. You will find comfortable beds and things in every room. The two rooms next to mine are reserved.
For
One is for Pike, and the
Well.
other across the hallway is for Kaylee, just in case she ever drops by.
That's really sweet.
Sweet, weird, but sweet.
Don't worry, it's not weird.
No, it's weird.
It is.
I'm
It's
just
really
keeping
weird.
her
It's
close to
super
my
duper
heart.
weird.
It's
It's
not
really
super
weird.
duper fine. Fine. Forget
Not very
it.
safe.
When you have a daughter, you can worry about her as much as I do.
At this point, Keyleth returns in. You can see with a few straggler, pirate tribal members that come in, kind of looking about, surprised and bewildered, and some of them a little freaked out by this transdimensional space they just stepped into, TARDIS style. Servants come up and start helping them. Some of them are still clutching the rocks they were building as they're kind of caught in the circumstance, pass it off and start making their way out to various rooms to just inspect the mansion. A few stayed back just to continue finishing what they were already building, ensuring future establishments to sleep once you guys have probably left.
Sure.
So yeah, you guys are welcome to rest for the evening if you like.
Is the door protected? Can anybody come in, or is it only if you invite them?
Only invited.
This is the best fucking mansion ever. How? I mean, what?
How many times could you do this?
Yeah.
Once a day, but that's all we'll need, right?
Shit, yeah. Wait. So, like, if we were in a fight and things went really south,
We could take a break.
No, but they could run away. It's
It
not like
do-
time
It
freezes.
does
when
take a
we're in
while
here.
to cast.
It takes a minute, so yeah.
Takes a minute to
So
cast.
it can be in the middle of the battle.
Is
sure.
there anything else that you can do that you haven't taught? Like, can you make an army of unicorns or a giant in a dancing dress? Or is this the extent of what you can do?
I like to keep a few secrets,
can
if
you
you
make
don't
fart
mind.
sounds with your armpits?
Yes, I can bend my thumb all the way back.
I pull out my crystal and I call upon the great power of Trinket. I choose you.
With a flash of deep blue and black light, Trinket emerges.
Oh, you know
We have a
what?
mention. You built a trinket room.
You know what? I totally forgot to build Trinket a place to sleep.
That's okay. He'll stay in Kaylee's room for the time being.
No,
and then
Kaylee's
to it.
room is
Well
locked.
I'm sure a bear
Ike
can
loves
get in
him.
there.
I bet he wouldn't mind staying in
No,
Ike's
let
room.
me just think about this for a second. There's the third pantry. The third pantry could possibly work. It has some just mostly. No, it's full. We can't use that.
Do you have any rooms with very high ceilings?
The front
The very front.
hallway, the front hall.
But I mean somewhere where I could put a bed for myself and Trinket with very high ceilings.
All right, yes. There's a whole basement area. It's a large space.
Wonderful. I'll move my bed down there.
All right. It's for training and working
That'll
with
be
weapons
perfect.
and things.
Trinket needs to train.
All right.
Yeah, I'll go down there and I'll stay
Never
with
going to
Trinket.
be a
Oh,
puppet master.
all right.
Yeah, because I'd want to train a little, want to, like, work out a bit.
Totally. I understand.
Yep. I need a target, though. Alright, can you call one of those little ghostly guys over?
I have 5 of them.
Yeah, right, fine. The first one of you that brings me a cow wins.
They all kind of look at each other.
Right away, sir.
And all 5 of them drift off. A moment later, they all return with this spectral cow.
Like 5 cows?
Like
each
5
return with a
cows
cow?
or like little tiny
Each,
cows?
each one of them
cow.
is just traveling with one cow. They've all brought you together one spectral
Like a
cow.
bunch of meeksies with
Wow.
cows.
Do I get to pick a cow? There's just one cow.
There's just one cow.
Right, so can I touch the cow on the head?
You touch it, and it has weight to it. It has surface area.
No, we're killing cows. We're killing.
What?
We're killing poor
We're not
servant.
killing anything. And I punch the cow in the nose. Does it bleed?
You suck.
This is getting very apocalypse now.
Oh, no, look, I'm just seeing what it is. No, stay, Bessie.
Grog, you just punched
What?
a cow in
Well,
the
I'm just
face.
seeing if it bleed. Did the nose bleed?
There's no blood.
I punch it again.
Stop it!
I took it really easy.
Look,
right.
it's hurt. You're hurting it.
No, I'm not. Is there any blood?
No blood.
Trinket
Bitch.
Trinket blocks it.
Never mind. You know what? I changed my mind. I don't need a cow. I'm gonna go stay in a normal room.
No, Grog. Actually, I think you should train. I think you should train for a little bit at least. Just come down to the basement and maybe train for a little bit.
All right.
I'm sorry, where did that cow come from? I called one of the servants over to me. Can you get anything? Could you get me a small squid?
They all kind of look at each other and shake their head. No, sir. We have limited resources here. The cow, we happen to have one.
Cow, a real cow. Was that a real cow, Scallon, or was that some sort of ghost cow?
Ghost cow.
Ghost cow.
At which point the cow disperses.
I punched it so hard it
That was the
exploded.
ghost of a dinner you've already eaten. Come back to haunt you.
I go down to the training room
passed that
and I
cow
stop
already.
at 7 and go, "Can you bring down a bed for me?"
done, yes.
Thank you.
What happened?
Grog,
Yeah.
can we train, please?
Yeah. You want to train with me?
Yes, I think I need to train with you specifically.
All right. Always a good time to get better, I guess.
You guys
What's going
head,
on over there?
you guys walk out of the foyer into the main hallway, and to the left, you see a doorway kind of appear where there wasn't one before.
Whoa.
It opens up on its own, and as you walk, you can see stairs that lead down into a basement chamber that has essentially a sand pit surrounded by brick. There are a series of wooden training dummies and various training accoutrements. There are chains hanging from the ceiling for lifting and climbing exercises.
Awesome.
There is a basic set of weapons against a weapon
It's a
rack.
CrossFit gym.
A basic set of armor on the other set.
Muscle ups.
Yes, baby. Rope climbs.
Yeah.
Are we really about to pretend to do CrossFit? Is that a thing that's actually about to happen? Okay.
Is there a big thing that says WAD on it?
Wizard of the day.
Yeah.
The minute we get downstairs, I start pawing into the bag of holding.
What are you doing? What
I
are
just
you-
need to.
Ooh, how did you do that?
What did you grab?
Just this cleaning utensil is all. Are we by ourselves? Nobody else came down, right?
Just the two of you.
Okay. Yeah, I just wanted to do some cleaning with this broom that
But this is where you
found. I
train.
had put it in the bag of holding before. Maybe you can train over there on those dummies, and I can just sweep up some of the sand that's around this area
No,
right
I
here.
thought we were going to train. I thought we were going to fight.
Yes. Well, Trinket actually wanted some training with his cannonball. If you will stand still so he can run into you a few times, that would be swell.
I feel like there's a problem with this idea, but I'm not sure what it is, so I'll do it.
Okay. Trinket comes along with you and in a very confused manner, attempts to train with you for a short time. It's been a while since we've wrestled a bear, so it's kind of fun at
It's
times.
fun, right?
Look, I know I usually, hit back, but apparently your mum thinks you can cannonball into me, so, give it a go.
Go ahead, try, Trinket.
Trinket backs up, looks over at you again, like, are you sure? Across the sand flooring, into a giant rolling attack towards you. That is going to be, what's Trinket's attack bonus?
Oh god, you're really doing it.
Yes!
Yes. That's the point of this, is
Numbers
to
mean
get
things.
Trinket to run into you is the point. His attack bonus is +8.
+8, that's a 23 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
You go ahead and take 7 points of bludgeoning damage.
All of
And
them.
you're not prone.
We'll save this. We'll go make a strength saving throw.
26.
So Trinket rams into you, and you hold firm and kind of flex. Conversely, the giant bear bounces off, kind of stumbles back on Trinket's butt.
That was pretty good! I liked it a lot.
Licks you right along the face. Beard kind of cowlicks up a little bit.
I think this might be a good look for me. How do we get to stay?
While all that is going on, I have a broom in my hand.
You do.
Can I start climbing all over the walls?
Okay.
I put it between my legs and try to sit on it.
All right. You now have
Weirdly,
a
I'm doing the same thing upstairs.
Yeah.
Is one of your servants named Brew?
And I kind of jump in the air a little bit. Okay. I say, up, fly, lift up, fatty arbuckle, shenanigans. Ren and Stimpy, I don't know.
Rotisserie chicken!
Fuck! Grog?
Yes.
Perhaps it requires a bad Irish accent.
Fatty arbuckle! Nothing.
nothing.
Do you usually yell when you clean?
I put the broom on the ground. I walk over and I punch Grog as hard as I can.
What? What's that for?
Grog, it's not very strong.
It's not.
No, I know,
I'm
but
pretty
you
fucking weak.
I like to make her feel good about it.
Yeah, good.
Ow! Oh,
Sorry I hurt you, Grog. I know that was a
yeah.
very strong punch.
I look at Trinket and wink.
Are you guys good? Do you want to keep training?
Yeah, what are you doing?
Nothing. I put the fucking broom back in the bag of holding.
You didn't clean very much.
I figured the servants can do it. I walk upstairs.
Okay.
Can Scanlan cast sad trombone?
We have a music room. I actually have a trombone.
It's true. With Vex not there, Trinket gets a little antsy, and eventually your training session with Trinket comes in. As Trinket goes to seek Vex, you can finish your wall climbing in solace.
All right. I'm good for the night.
Okay.
What did that count?
I go find Keyleth.
Okay. I don't know. I'm just chilling. I'm eating food.
Yeah,
Eating food.
Eating food.
Okay.
Relaxing. It's been a long day.
Actually, no, I don't want to talk to you. Keyleth, what do you know about magical things? Like a lot?
I'm not great at identifying what they are. I can be like, that's magical. But I don't know arcane things, only natural based magics.
Oh. Fuck. Thank you so much.
Why?
Anything I can help you with,
Scanlan!
Vex?
I might need to talk to you.
Should we retire to my room for this?
Why, yes, we should.
I was not
Not enough spit takes in the world.
Keyleth just picks up her plate and awkwardly leaves.
Okay.
I go get the broom from the bag of holding.
I run up to my
Scanlan
room to make
too.
sure that everything's neat. light a bunch of candles.
I follow him up and knock on the door.
Okay. The door opens up at the first knock.
I'm lying in bed. Black satin sheets. Oh, I forgot you were coming.
Wow. Well, darling. Shut the door behind me. I have a favor to ask you.
I should warn you, we're not alone. And I look over to the 5 musicians and I ask them to just strike up a little.
A gentle classical piece with a small low timbre brass section kind of comes in.
Little bossa nova.
Yeah, it's nice. It's not too involved. Doesn't distract you too much.
Oh, it's a nice mood setting. I like it.
Whatever. It's just, it's my special place where I just like to come and think about philosophy and life.
You're so smart. I've always thought that about you, that you're very smart.
Well, many people do.
Yes. I sit down next to him on the bed.
It goes up and down a bit. It's a water bed.
Cozy. Help me!
Is that...
What?
Was that... Did we see that before?
Maybe? Okay, Scanlan, I'm a terrible person, I know.
What did you do?
I took a broom from a poor dragonborn.
You took Gurn's magical broom?
Maybe?
Oh my god.
I know, I'm sorry, I know I'm terrible, and now it won't work, and it was pointless, and I want it to work. Help me.
Because it flies?
Because it flies, Scanlan.
What is it with you and flying?
I don't know, there's just something about being up there in the air. It makes me feel alive in a way that I've never felt before.
I could make you fly.
Okay, wait. Oh, you mean
Yes.
with your cube?
Yes,
Right.
that's right.
I'd rather you do it with this broom,
All right,
actually,
all
and
right.
not in any weird way, just like to be able to help me make the broom fly. Do you know how to do that?
I will try. I will examine the broom and make some sort of check on it.
Make an Arcana check.
Oh, that's not good.
Should have come to me for that.
Oh no!
It's a number.
14.
14. Okay. Looking over the broom, I mean, it is definitely. You can tell it's enchanted. There are runes along the sides of the broom. You do gather from the nature of the enchantment that it is an item that requires a spoken phrase from the wielder to initiate its magic. Short of an identify spell, you would probably have to guess.
And
If you know the identify spell, that would be a way for you to.
can I examine it to see if there's any markings, any like hidden anything on it?
Make an intelligence check.
Intelligence?
Or you know what? No, this would be specifically investigation. Make an investigation check.
21.
You do notice that many of the runes intricately carved on the side of the broom are part of the enchantment. They're based in the enchantment. However, there is a certain phrase that is not part of the enchantment. It's just scrawled into and very cleverly hidden amongst the broom. It is not common. What languages do you know?
Common, gnome, pig Latin.
I speak.
Not a language you recognize.
I speak Elvish, Draconic, Undercommon.
You don't see the words though.
But you saw it.
There's some words here that might be close to the code word.
Oh.
Basically, we need to find the code word. What do we know about Gurn?
Well, I tried Fatty Arbuckle. I thought maybe that was something.
Did you try the others? Coral, Carol.
Coral, Carol.
You probably need to hold
What was
it.
it? Oh, Coral, Carol. I don't remember the other one's name.
I don't either.
Stimpy? Was it Stimpy?
Stimpy.
It was Stimpy.
Try. On Coral, on Carol, on Stimpy, on Fatty Arbuckle.
Wait, but what does the word say? Where's the word that you're
I can't read the words.
Can I find it? What is it?
You pointed out to her?
I pointed out to her.
What is it?
It is Draconic.
What does it say?
It's the Draconic, and it's archaic Draconic. It's from the base root of the language, which is one of the oldest languages in civilization. It spells out phonetically the word for candle.
Oh, that's smart.
At which point the broom in your hands and it almost lifts you off the bed for a second, and you catch it and kind of hold it back down.
Something has changed within me. Oh my god! Oh my god! Scanlan!
Weirdly, you are not the first floating chick I've had in my bed.
Scanlan!
But that is amazing! You're flying!
I hug him as hard as I've ever hugged Scanlan. I love you so much. You're my favorite person in the entire universe right now.
Thank you.
Owe you.
Nope. You owe me nothing. That's what friends are for.
I love you.
I shake her little elf hand.
It's a pretty big elf hand compared to your tiny gnome hand. But.
Okay.
I sit on. How high are the ceilings in here?
How high are the ceilings in
As
your room?
high as they can be on the top floor.
For this room, because it is an extra dimensional space, this room is probably a good 50 feet high.
I sit
High
on it.
ceilings with drapery, and it's so
Can I
weird.
sit side saddle on it?
Yeah.
I don't remember how I said it
You're gonna have to
before.
remember that now.
Better write that down.
Why didn't I choose something more fun to say?
Welcome to D&D. As the words emit from your mouth, the broom takes off, and you have to kind of aim it a bit. You start going around in circles, slowly rising up towards the roof of the room.
50 feet high.
Yay, this is awesome! I'm really high!
I instruct the band to start playing Flight of the Bumblebee.
Oh my gosh! Can I take my hands off?
You do, and you start going, go ahead and make a dexterity check.
Oh my god. I probably should have been lower to the ground when I said that. Okay, that's fine. Oh, I'm still exhausted!
Yep.
Oh shit.
20.
That's fine. You're fine. A really bad roll might have had a circumstance, but you managed to catch yourself in the broom in time, and okay, you're getting the hang of it.
All right.
It's still not something you're used to, but it's
Can I
functional.
point it down towards the ground and get lower?
You do, and you take a few minutes to figure out the pitch and wah of it, and it basically it's less of a directional flight more than it is a combination of how you hold the front of the broom and concentrate on its direction. But nevertheless, a few moments pass, and you get the hang of it.
Oh my god. This is the best day of my
You
entire
look
life.
great up there.
Thank you. Thank you. I have
But
to go
you
show
should
my-
not have stolen
Oh,
that.
I know, it's
He
terrible.
was our
How-
friend.
How
He helped
bad of
us.
a person am I? I'm a horrible person.
We should do something to
Horrible-
repay the debt.
Well, I tried. I was going to give him a lot of dragon scales and he wandered away. I mean,
We
what
can't
can
possibly
do?
find him now.
Well, how do I help him? Because I feel
If
terrible.
we can't help him, you're going to have to help someone else
To make up for it?
make up for the lost karma.
I will help as many people as I can while I'm flying through the air.
Perhaps I will pick someone for you to help someday. To repay us both.
I think that's a deal, Scanlan.
All right. I will mark that down.
What are you, like a hag now? I sit on it and I open the door and I fly through the doorway.
She drifts out of the room. The door shuts behind her.
You're gonna be one of those Segway assholes now.
Yes, totally.
I'm like,
Segway asshole on an earpiece.
They're everywhere.
At Starbucks. This is.
You lean back in your bed on your fine black silken sheets, with Flight of the Bumblebees still blaring by the fireplace.
All right, guys, it didn't work. You can go.
They all get up. The music stops, and they all slowly drift out of the room one by one. Fireplace still crackling.
It's nice in here.
I'm sitting in wherever there's a lounge of any kind. I'm just working in the sketchbook.
Okay.
Working in the sketchbook, working on things.
Not a worry. All right.
I'll be reading my alchemy book because I have had so little time to catch up on my reading.
We never talk anymore, do we?
We never do.
All right.
So happy. This is the best.
So good.
Old married couple.
I'm gonna try to sleep. It's gonna be really, really hard because I'm so excited, but I really need to get some rest.
You feed the dog.
Today? I don't know.
All right. So, is anyone else want to do anything else? You gonna go to rest for the evening? All right.
I'm good.
All right. You all eventually find your ways to your rooms, happy and comfortable in the fact that no one has to take a watch for this night. As you all get to bed, a few hours into the evening, Keyleth, you are just starting to doze off and you hear a knock at the door.
Scanlan?
You open the door?
On my door?
On your door.
Who is it?
Keyleth, it is Sokonos. Please open up. I wish to speak with you.
I open the door.
Okay. So Konos comes in, and first thing you notice, previously you had seen what was his burnt off arm at the shoulder. You can now see the flesh is extended and is currently very slowly in the process of regenerating his lost arm. It catches you off guard for a moment, and he kind of puts his hand up and says,
Sorry, it is not very presentable.
and he kind of still keeps his hand over it, slightly embarrassed by the mid-regenerative state of it.
Yes, I'm sorry to have disturbed you. I come as unease has taken my mind.
He enters the room and closes the door behind him.
May we sit?
Of course, please, Sir Conas.
He goes over and takes one of the nearby chairs and sets it down. Places one across from him for you to sit and kind of gestures with his one arm. Sits down.
I would not speak with those I do not trust. And I've seen your purity of soul, Keyleth. So I come to you with these concerns.
His eyes kind of trail off for a moment in the distance, and he gathers his thoughts and his words.
4 years ago, a young woman came to Pyra for redemption. A lost girl, cast out, and wishing for acceptance. We, as we do with outcasts, took her in, taught her, and in time, called her one of our own, one of the Pyra. In recent months, she began to grow distant, taking to staying in the Cinder Grove unattended for days at a time. One afternoon, the mountain moved, angry with shifting fires. We felt a disturbance in the gate, and when we went to investigate, there she was, commanding powers we did not know she had.
What kind of powers? Beyond those of druidic nature?
These were the magics taken by man who defied the gods. These were the purest of ancient arcane threads. We watched as she reached out and tore open the gate. She laughed as we called out to stop. But something terrible emerged from that wounded sky.
Thordak?
This dragon you speak of, yes. I defended all that I could, but the power was too great. and unconsciousness took me. I awoke to my people in tatters, the fires untethered, and this terrible girl gone. It is both embarrassing and greatly alarming that we could be infiltrated by such an entity. That blame falls on me, as the headmaster, for not seeing this earlier.
You acted within the good nature of our people. There's nothing wrong with that. How old was this girl when she came to you? And how old is she now?
When she came to us, she couldn't be more than 15.
So she's 19? 20?
Perhaps. She did not seem to blossom into womanhood, as many do. We considered her more of a runt of her litter, if you will.
And what was her race?
She seemed human.
She seemed human. What do you mean?
Well, we take many forms as druids. If she was indeed human at that age to command such power, I do not know her true nature.
What was her name?
Her name was Raishan. Anyway, I wish to tell you this because my heart is heavy with guilt. And I just want you to know that even in places of comfort and family, be careful. Keep those who know you can trust close. And be mindful of those that promise aid when they have not proven themselves. If you have an instinct, follow it.
Are you referring to something in particular, Sarkonis?
I just do not wish you to make the same mistake I did. Anyway, I thank you for your companions and you coming to our aid. It shall not be forgotten.
I shall keep an ear open for the name Raishan. If I hear anything about her, I'll send word.
Should you need the aid of the Pyra, though we are not much at now, come find me. I look forward to you bringing Zephyr together. You will make a fine leader.
Thank you, Sarkonis. And I'm glad that you're still with us.
Katiake, Gilith.
Katiake, Sarkonis.
Sarkonis leaves.
And I start pouring through my notes for the name Raishan because Keyleth believes she has heard that name before. Is one of the dragons, correct? One of the white? The green one? Okay. Okay.
That is true.
Do I have any other, reference? Would I know anything else about that?
That's all you know is the name Raishan was used when the Conclave attacked Imon, and it seemed the name belonged to the green dragon that initiated the assault where you guys were.
Oh, fucking bitch.
So these thoughts echoing through your mind.
The streets will run green.
Yes, they will.
You sleep, but uneasily, as all of these realizations swirl in your head. Eventually sleep takes you, but it is not an easy sleep. Just enough to function. Barely. Vax. As you yourself have attempted to stave off sleep for many days, pushing yourself to your limits, it finally takes its toll, and you drift off into a deep, deep slumber. In that slumber, you find yourself in darkness. Echoes of a distant voice, muffled, as if underwater. Crash! The darkness is shattered into 1,000 black feathers, and you find yourself falling. Falling towards what seems to be a tangled net of glowing threads.
You're afraid you might impact at such a speed, but before you do, you slow and come to a stop before this extremely prominent, glowing weave, this infinite tapestry in all directions. You're uncertain the meaning of this moment when a large, cold hand reaches past your shoulder and grasps a thread right before your face. This singular, glowing thread pulsing with light like a heartbeat. You follow the arm over your shoulder and glance up directly into the massive form of the Raven Queen. Porcelain face like a mask, long jet black hair, her body encasing you like a physical cage. Your eyes follow the arm back to the thread that she carries between her massive fingers. She tugs it ever so gently, and it causes waves to ripple through the tapestry into infinity. Her voice fills your mind, both calm but cold. This is you, my champion. You are fate-touched. The choice is yours. Rebirth or ruin. Maker or martyr. Conqueror, tyrant, or nothing. She plucks the thread from the weave, snapping it. You plummet into the hole left behind it, falling faster and faster into the dark. Losing control, you turn around and see the Raven Queen disappearing into the distance, growing smaller and smaller until suddenly, nothing. Grog. You've fallen into a deep snore. Heavy, heavy snore after drinking the wine, climbing up walls. You've had an exhausting day of...
Sleeping in the sandpit.
Okay, you're face down.
Like a beach, just...
It's great. It's like cat litter. You've drooled into the sand and it's kind of clustered around your beard. It's horrifying.
Yeah.
But in the middle of snoring,
Nope.
this restful sleep also comes into your mind. You find yourself walking alone. A long hallway into blinding light. You have to cover your face. It's so bright. But you push forward because you know there's only one way to go. You cannot see. But you can hear around you and sense the hallway's ended. And there's now space around you. You cannot see, but you sense an arena. Gladiatorial in nature. You can hear the distant whisper and hum of crowds cheering. Fill up, fill up. You sense others around you closing in suddenly. A voice, ever whispering in your ear, says, "Release me." Still blinded, eyes closed, on instinct, you pull the cold, dark blade from your back and swing wide. Over and over again, feeling the shuddering shock of each impact, your strength matched by the razor-like edge of your weapon, cleaving down any who would approach. The high of adrenaline is incredible, and you laugh aloud at the sheer thrill of your own power. The light subsides and your vision returns. You look to see hundreds of people dead at your feet. Farmers. Children. You see Pike motionless, cast among the carnage. You want to scream, but instead you laugh against your own judgment and intent, like you're locked within yourself and have no control. And as you look up from the pile of corpses at your feet, you see a towering figure before you, cast in furs and bone, standing even a head and a half's height above you, is Kevdak, looking down at you with pride. The entire herd steps up beside him, staring at you atop your throne of corpses. And the herd kneels. Kevdak bows, looking up at you, smiling.
You have finally made me proud, Grog.
You wake up. Spittle and sand and grit mashed against your face. Who knows how long it's been? It's been a while since you've had a dream. let alone one like that. Now, as you all eventually come to in the morning, having your evening's rest, you've recovered your hit points, your spells, all the usual good stuff, in a fantastic mansion. Maybe not the most fantastic rest for some of you, but a fantastic mansion. You all eventually find your way to the breakfast nook, which is as extravagant as you would imagine a Scanlan-based breakfast nook would be.
Green marble, subway tiling. All right, carry on.
Crystal chandelier.
Crystal chandelier.
There's a
Waffle
fantastic...
presses.
Yeah. Breakfast feast already prepared. Rows of servants along the walls just waiting eagerly to attend to you guys as you sit down, pouring fresh juices. It smells fantastic, and most of you look rested except for a handful.
Eat, drink.
I come skipping into the room for sure.
Good morning.
You're looking delighted and delightful.
What a beautiful day it is.
Do you have wine and ale at the breakfast buffet?
Sure. There's mimosas. There's
I'll have a mimosa.
Have you never heard of breakfast beer?
Mimosa.
breakfast beer. Sure.
Breakfast beer.
There's milk from a cow with a broken nose.
Oh, that's so sad. Can you heal it? Can it be healed?
It'll be fine. When we leave this place, all these people die anyway.
You're supposed to churn the milk after it leaves the cow.
Wait, Scanlan, can we store things here, or does it all disappear as soon as we leave?
I don't know.
You haven't tried it before.
We should leave something inconsequential.
We'll leave Trinket, and then we'll try it again. And if Trinket's still here, we'll know. We'll know.
Schrodinger's trinket.
It's just, yeah. No?
No.
All right. We'll leave the broom and see if it's still here.
No.
What broom?
Oh, Vex, is there something you'd like to admit to the rest of the group? They'll see you use it sooner or later.
What?
You hear a voice go, Trinket's over their face covered in breakfast food, kind of like trying to sit at one of the edges of the table like a person. The actual bowing of the wooden bench that Trinket's on is like you hear the creaking as he moves around in it.
Thank you, Scanlan, for making me feel. So, guess what? I can fly A+.
What?
How did that happen?
Did you? I had a really weird night too. What happened? In your, because I mean,
did you have
flight.
a weird night? You want to tell us about it? What?
Nope.
No, I want to hear about your night.
I think you go first.
Well.
I want to learn how you fly.
Okay. So I sort of kind of tricked Gurn. I'm a terrible person.
Gurn, our friend.
You swallowed that last part. What'd you say?
I sort of kind of, this is the worst, took something that wasn't mine, in a way. I mean, I was holding on to it, and then I just sort of slipped, and it fell into the bag of holding.
What was that?
You stole from a candle maker.
I stole from a necromancer.
You
It's funny
slash candle maker.
how you
Well,
really
yes.
phrase things, how they sound.
Yes, no, he was a nice guy.
Oh no, no.
I think we should hear Vax's opinion of this.
Vax, I think you were a bad influence.
I can't touch. I've done my share of past. I thought you were a little over-invested.
I mean, to be fair, we did steal a carpet once.
We did.
Did we steal that? I thought it was.
Well,
just
we
a-
sort
No,
of
we-
used that in
We
an
commandeered.
emergency.
We commandeered
We
it
took
it
it, Scanlan, and we
in
didn't
an
tell Laura.
emergency.
and then never gave it back.
That's true.
We're
I don't
terrible.
think us can judge you, Saleh, but it does strike me as a little bit off of
Well,
everything else.
I know. I'm afraid these, rogue tendencies I've been learning from you, brother, may be rubbed off a little bit. No, I just, I know I shouldn't have. And I
don't care.
I wanted to return it right away, and then he wandered off. That's a lie. I didn't want to return it, but I did want to pay him.
I don't think you
to
wanted
make
to
him-
do that either.
No, I did. I wanted to pay him, but he wandered away, and then I didn't pay him. And now I have this broom that I stole, and there's really no way to return it. Well, I probably could find him, but I don't want to, because now I can fly, you guys.
Are you gonna like regift it?
No.
Oh.
I'm gonna keep
What do
it.
you say, Percy?
I
think
Are,
it's
are
kinda
you
funny.
are you honestly asking my boy? You said what?
Actually, Percy, do you
Kind of
know?
funny.
I know you can build things and make things wonderful.
Well, can you show me what is this thing? What did you steal? What is this
I
thing?
pull out the broom and I lift up in the air.
So you guys watch as Vex all of a sudden takes off above the breakfast room.
Sweet.
Alright, that is pretty cool, Vex. That's pretty badass.
I don't know if I approve of the
What happens
metaphor,
when you
but
shoot
this...
a couple arrows from up there?
Yeah, shoot me with an
Yeah,
arrow.
shoot some arrows!
Okay, you're not holding onto the broom anymore.
Here,
No, I've been practicing.
I reach on the table and I grab what I'm sure is a whole chicken sitting there.
Sure.
And I hold it up and I go,
Has it not occurred to you that you're not going to be able to...
I lift.
Alright.
No. Look, I'm not holding on, Percy.
alright,
Look at me
Vex.
not holding on.
Ready? Vex? Vex?
Oh dear.
Trust.
Oh dear.
Watch your eyes. Watch your eyes.
Trust, Vex.
All right, Laura, I want you to go ahead and first roll a dexterity check.
Okay. Shut up. 13.
13. Okay. You almost slip off the broom in the process of drawing the arrow from the quiver.
Oh, shit.
You catch yourself and just barely manage to pull back and fire. I want you to go ahead and roll an attack with disadvantage.
Oh man, disadvantage. Okay.
Please, God, may your aim be true today, Vex.
For 16.
16. The arrow does get relatively close to your hand, but it does stick into the turkey.
She did it! I hand the chicken to Scanlan.
I start eating.
I pull the arrow out of
Do
the
it
chicken.
again, and I throw the chicken closest to me into the air.
Oh shit.
A moving target.
No, God. Okay.
Okay, make another dexterity check.
Okay.
There's lots of chickens, by the way.
Shit balls. 13.
13. Okay, this time you start falling off and you catch yourself entirely. The arrow just goes wide. You don't even get a
Mother
chance to launch
bitch!
it.
I really need to work on this. Okay.
Alright, I'll take some practice.
This, I don't think this is this may be an engineering issue.
Yes, Percy, this is the thing. Can you build a seat on this?
I pull out my notepad and start sketching.
What if you could build a seat and then I can sit on it instead of trying to sit on this tiny little stick?
Let me
Tinker?
tinker.
You know, beyond it being an engineering issue, it might be a greed issue first.
Really?
Look,
How's that mimosa treating you?
it's phenomenal. It's been a long few weeks. I don't care. I don't care. We're never gonna see Gurn again. I have so many other things.
Oh no, she's
to
day
care
drunk
about.
again.
No, are you already drunk?
No, I'm just. It's been a long few. Look,
Oh, Jesus.
I don't care anymore.
How many
Okay.
was that? Just
All right,
one,
look.
right? We've been here
Wait,
for 5 minutes.
I float down. I float
wait.
down.
No, I just don't want you to die.
I float down eye level.
I just don't want you to die.
But I'm still floating.
I don't want you to die
I
because
don't-
of your greed. I don't care that you
Keyleth?
have. You look amazing.
Thank
Doesn't
you.
she look
like
amazing?
a real hoverboard. Is there a chance this one might set on fire as well?
Why are you trying to be an asshole?
Sorry.
Here's the thing, Keyleth. I'm not afraid to die anymore. I came to this realization. I've seen the other side. I've come to terms with it.
Phenomenal that you've come to terms with it. I don't know about the rest of us in the room that all watched you die.
I
though.
feel too guilty to say no to her. I'm perfectly content.
It is pretty sweet flying around like that.
It's pretty wonderful.
It's really cool.
Can I try
She's an
it?
adult.
You have to know the magic
like
word.
I said, I don't. I give
Deep
a-
levels of arrested development, but
So-
an adult nonetheless.
I don't care about the broom.
Keyleth, Vex swore to me that she would only use it for good.
That's right.
That's good.
I'm not going to steal anything while I'm riding on it.
Where would you put it anyway? You
I
can't
know,
let
right?
go. So-
Just don't get into trouble, I guess.
I'll practice as much as I can, and Percy's going to help me
yes.
so I can be stable on this thing.
I may need some money, but we'll put something together.
I will give you
You're
all
gonna
the money.
carry that on your back.
Maybe,
You look like a by-rodent chimney sweep.
but I feel so good.
Just, you came out on top this time.
Okay,
It might not happen next time.
I start eating while sitting on the broom.
All right. I think she's listening to me.
I think you broke through.
I think I did.
I think you're learning to let people be people.
I don't care.
Oh, look, look.
Yes, you do.
Another round of chickens has just arrived for us to eat.
Oh, chicken.
Okay, no, but seriously.
I don't know what breakfast is, so I
Where
just
should we
keep
go?
commanding them to make chickens.
Where should we
So much chicken, guys.
where should we head to?
Yes, what is our next, shoot, I kept a list, like a to-do list for us, but I didn't bring it tonight. Oh.
Rob?
I thought you were going to say something that was a belch.
Did you want to head back to Actually, Caleb, you said something weird happened last night for you as well.
Yeah. Sir Conus stopped by.
Yeah. I look at my brother. All right, cool. Keep going.
Not
Good
you know,
eyeliner.
as my elder. He stopped by as my respected elder. And do you all remember the name Raishan?
Yes.
That's one of the dragons.
Apparently, she's our little infiltrator.
What do you mean?
She came to the fire, Ashari. She came to the Pyra about 4 years ago. And the Ashari, being the adoptive people that we are, they took her in.
They adopted a dragon.
They adopted a dragon.
Do they
How?
think she's the one who sabotaged the rift?
Humans, right?
They do.
Yeah.
Huh.
They were unaware
Does that make
that she was
her
a
the
dragon.
leader or something? Or is that how all the dragons got through? I'm still not quite
It
sure.
makes her the instigator at the very least.
Okay.
It makes her fairly close to Thordak, it would seem. Apparently, when she came to the Fire Ashari, she was about 15 years old. And
As a dragon?
Visually.
No.
as a human woman,
So she was making it seem like she was
like-
15.
she was making it seem like she was 15, and they started realizing that she possessed powers far beyond anything that they had seen before, and then these powers began to exceed anything beyond our druidic capabilities, and it would seem that they realized that too late.
Did they say anything about her goals or motivations, her ambitions?
Sir Conus said one day they woke up and the mountain was spewing fire and was angry with lava, and when he went to investigate it, she was there, ripping open the rift. And that was when everything happened. When he came to consciousness, everything was destroyed. So that's all he saw. And she was gone. But we know where she went next.
Where?
Where?
Well,
Oh.
To Amon.
yeah.
Oh, eventually.
Oh, right.
Eventually, yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Sure.
You just
Right.
the
wait,
day.
Totally,
You-
that day.
You
The day.
created that.
Well, I was trying to skip exposition. I thought
Right.
you guys could fill in the blanks.
Boy, we thought you had new information beyond
And
that.
I,
didn't we?
no, I didn't.
It was certainly set up that way.
Thank you.
Right.
I'll work on that next time.
It was very leading. It was nice.
Okay, well, that's good to know.
So,
So, perhaps we should inquire if. Do you think this Raishan
Raishan.
Raishan.
has tried to pretend to be a human woman in any other place? Should we ask around? Or was it just the one ruse here to gain entry for her companions?
I'm not sure.
All right.
Before 5
Well, don't
years
trust
earlier-
anyone.
Don't trust anyone.
Got it.
Don't trust him when he says
Servant rushes forward. More chicken, sir.
Keep it coming. I do
Guys have
extra barbecue
vegetables,
sauce.
maybe. Any vegetables?
Vegetables, sir?
I forgot to tell them to make them. Sorry, it's
Okay,
all
cool.
chicken.
Chicken
it's all
it
good.
is.
Cool. So where do you guys want to, chicken and mimosas. It's my favorite breakfast.
Maybe
and
you,
waffles.
maybe you. Oh, waffles
Chicken
too.
and
Oh,
waffles.
chicken and waffles. That's right.
Yes, yes.
Maybe someone else should
Yeah,
be in
no,
charge
right.
of the food next time we come here.
All right.
My tastes are a little
base.
Little.
singular.
And
Hey,
one thing that this cat does confirm is that this has been a plan that's been in the process for a very, very long time.
no, I just came up with the chicken this morning when I woke up.
Where are we going next, you guys?
Well, there was Grog had some brass knuckles to get. Was that a thing? Did we get those?
No, we haven't gotten those yet.
Okay.
But there's other things to explore.
All right. Wait,
Yeah.
did we have to go make a trip to anyone else's homeland? How's Whitestone? How's...
We need to talk to Sphinx. A Sphinx's boyfriend.
Oh, that's right.
I do need to talk to Sphinx's boyfriend.
Maybe that should be our next...
What was his name? Hang on.
And what were we trying to get there? Another one of the...
I thought he knew
Articles
other
of
vestiges.
We need
Confederation?
this Titan Stone Knuckles of cord,
Yeah.
Yes.
which Cabdeck has.
That's with your band.
That's with your tribe.
Yeah.
Okay, but then there's the Sphinx.
For a family reunion, Grog.
What's that, Max?
So it's time for a family reunion. Grog, are you ready for that? Or do you want to put that off a bit?
Oh no, man. I mean, whenever. It's
So you want to go like now, or do you want to maybe swing by
It's either
somewhere?
that or the library, I imagine.
You want to go to the library?
No, I was just saying that it's either that or
So
the
it's
library.
Grog's herd or the Sphinx
Or
to
the
get
Sphinx.
something
We'll remember.
on the way, and then or TBD find something else to do. I guess Grog's thing is the most promising. We know that there's Knuckles there. We know that there's people we'll know there.
Well, it's all actually around Westruun, right? Aren't your people around Westruun?
Yeah, you know, they roam.
So we have to find them.
Yeah.
The last time we ran into them, wasn't it on the way to Craghammer?
From Westruun.
Odessa's mate is south of the Frost
I think it was.
Yeah, it was on the way to Craghammer, that's right.
Is Frostweald near Craghammer as well?
The Frostweald is
South of Westruun.
south of Westruun, yes.
So let's make our way to Westruun, I suppose, then.
And that's in the direction of both Grog's herd and the Frostweald?
Potentially? Well, Grog would know.
What?
Cool. Yes, I think Grog really wants to go.
Yeah,
I'm
we
sure he's
should
paying
probably go there.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Your herd wanders all across the Silver Cut roadway. That whole area to the west of Westruun, south of Craghammer, east of Iman, that kind of vicinity.
They wander there.
Around there.
Yep.
Okay.
But
there
look,
any way-
look, I was thinking, like, it might be like a thing when we find them, right? So, like,
Yeah.
picture this. Me, and then a lot of other me's, and they're all really big and angry. So, like, if we want to do anything else before that happens.
I think they'll attack us, but we're with you. You're an ally.
Yeah, and I'm a super cool, awesome, fun guy. But we didn't really leave in, like, the best terms.
Oh, weren't you like...
Ass kicked, yeah.
Yeah.
All of us, all left for dead, pretty much.
You know what, Grog? It's been a while. Why exactly were you beat up and kicked out of your herd?
Right, so I was a bit younger,
Sure.
and we were like wandering through the woods, and we came upon like this little old bearded thing, right? And like he was carrying like groceries home, he had like food and stuff, and everybody was like a little hammered from boozing, and they were like, "Hey, let's kill the little thing, and we'll string him up and see what his insides look like." And normally I'm like, "Yay, I'll wear him as a hat," but he looked really like sweet. And I felt bad, so I said, like, we shouldn't do that. And, they didn't like that answer. My uncle in particular, he didn't like that. So he made me fight my cousin, his son.
And?
That wasn't bad. I handled that it was not a problem.
Alright, okay. So they might have a grudge about that.
No, there's no grudge. They pretty much think I'm dead because after I whooped his son's ass, he whooped my ass.
Well,
Oh.
Yeah.
we have a thing for that.
We do?
Can I borrow your hat?
Of course you can borrow my hat.
Can I borrow your hat?
Hat of disguise?
If you don't want to have an immediate confrontation with your family, there's no particular reason why they have to know you're alive yet at all.
You could wear this hat. Might not fit on your head. You could maybe put it on one of your knuckles.
Not hiding from my herd.
Well, you were giving off the impression of one who was looking forward to putting something off.
I was I?
You were. You're not anymore. As
Very
if you've
big
been
and scary.
dared somehow.
Very big.
If you're too scared to do it, we can go elsewhere. Sorry. I will never say that again.
No, I'm excited to go. I want to go. We should go. You know what we need is the wolf.
The wolf?
Yeah, we need.
Oh, the wolf in Whitestone?
Yeah, he's got like don't they smell shit? You can help us find them.
Well, Trinket can smell.
And I can also theoretically turn into a wolf to help us find things.
I mean, if you want to. I don't know how long it's been since he's seen a she-wolf, so, you know.
Bro,
I was talking as...
I mean,
just out of
very
curiosity, I mean, we're
generous.
not going to walk in and negotiate with your uncle. He's not going to give us these knuckles. He's a proud owner of them, yes?
Yep.
Would it be
And
wise to
how many are in the herd, roughly?
What's a number bigger than, like, 5?
6.
Yeah, it's like 6.
You mean
Right.
it's like at least 6? Or possibly more than 6. How fast actually is the reproduction process
Are there more?
of Goliath?
Are there more
I hold
people in
up
your herd or
Scanlan's
fingers on your
hands.
hand?
Wait.
I hold up Scanlan's hands, then I hold up my hands behind them, so that all 20 fingers are waggling. Grog, are there more than this many in your herd?
Yeah, 6.
Okay.
He's counting hands, not fingers.
Oh. I hold up mine too.
We all hold up our hands.
How many
We're
hands is
doing
that?
Rakshasa hands, Grog.
Yeah,
Is there more
that's
of these
closer,
Rakshasa
yeah.
It's
hands?
closer? A lot?
It's been a long time.
Okay.
Sure.
This
Yeah.
could be bad.
So, yeah, this could be bad. This could be bad.
We could attempt to steal them.
Steal from the Goliaths. That could work.
How easy is that?
Does he wear them all the time?
I mean,
Does he
no.
put them in a chest?
They're pretty smart. They're like me.
Yeah. You're right.
And I don't think it's going to be pretty no matter what we do, but I actually think trying to steal them might be a better angle than going toe to toe with 6 Goliath. I just did air quotes.
So
If 6 is the right
here's the
number.
thing, though, right? Like, normally, if you try and steal something, or if you try and break the rules, and you're like Keyleth and you get arrested, like every time, arrested ain't so bad. They don't really arrest you. They're like open you up and use you as an appetizer.
As a hat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was my thing.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm a little nervous about
Have
that.
to pick the least terrible option right now.
Well, we need these vestiges. We cannot do anything without these vestiges.
Well, we
It
can-
seems to me that no matter where we go, we are putting ourselves in peril.
Yep.
So it's really just a question of which peril do we want to
And
face
don't we
first.
theoretically need the vestiges before we go visit Odessa's boyfriend?
I thought Odessa's boyfriend had a vestige.
No. He has locations of other vestiges.
Odessa.
Osisa?
Ostisa.
Osisa.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Shit, that's what I would call her. Odessa.
Osisa.
Oh,
But
take
I feel like Pike would want to come with us, Grog.
Right,
You're
okay.
very dear to her.
Oh, but wasn't Pike kind of and like this her grandfather the reason?
Yeah, no, it was
feel like she
Pike's
needs to be
grandfather.
there.
Yeah, and plus she's like a healer.
Well, at the very least, let's make our way to Westruun then. Let's get that far and see what's...
Well, remember Westruun is.
We can
under
instantly
dragons
transport
right now.
anywhere.
No. You know of like trees outside of Westruun?
I can, but it's under dragon reign. In fact, isn't that where Raishan stopped off?
No, the scrying that you saw
Black
actually
dragon.
was Umbrasil, the black dragon that took up residence, it seems, in Gat Shadow, the mountain
North of Westruun.
north of Westruun at the base of the
That's
Cloud
right.
Keep
And
Mountain.
Gas Shadow is where Grog got his scar, right?
Yep, that's where you guys initially.
All right,
that
all
happened.
right, fuck. Look, if there's a lot of them, and only like a handful of us, it's not usually customary to have two sides go at each other. If we want those knuckles, I'm pretty sure it might have to be one-on-one. Now, I know I can totally take my uncle, but I wouldn't mind if we found like a few extra credit items before we did that, just in case, you know, I have like the flu that morning, you know, or it burns when I pee. Just something to like take the edge off.
So Sphinx first.
Sphinx, I think it is.
I mean, if that's what you want to do, then yeah.
Say no more.
Okay. And did we also want to check out the Cobalt Reserve, which was in Westruun, or did Alora already handle
Laura,
that?
I
when
think,
we were
handled
bored?
that, right? You saw her.
She was there, and
Yeah.
and it looked pretty trashed. It
Okay.
looked like she grabbed a lot of the last of the good things.
All right, let's go to the Sphinx then. Where's that? The
It's
Frostweald. We've been there.
Frostweald.
Yes,
Been
we
there.
have
So
been
we
to
could. Do you
Frostweald.
remember any trees there?
Frostweald is where Grog mugged down with a nymph, right?
Right?
Yes.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
We'll never know.
Hey, Grog does not kiss and tell
Yes, you do.
all the time.
All the time. All the time.
Just not that one time that we really want to actually know.
Let's go to the Frostweald.
Let's do
Alright,
it.
Do you remember
Frostweald.
any trees?
Do I remember any trees?
At the time, because you were not specifically paying attention to sort of ability of yours, there is no specific tree that has caught your attention. You could attempt to make an make an intelligence roll.
Not my strong suit. It's not my strong suit. Just straight intelligence check.
Mm-hmm.
9.
9. Unfortunately, you can't recall the specific location of any trees in the Frostweald. It's been a long time since then, and you weren't being conscious at the time.
It's been a few years, you guys.
Keyleth,
You can recall.
all trees look the same, don't they?
You know, after a while.
Say it. Say it. All
All
trees
right.
look the same.
Everybody hop on Vex's broom.
Oh, you know,
I can get us.
I mean, we can try.
close, Or I could theoretically.
I could tie
attempt
little ropes to the
scry.
broom and
I
all
can
hang
scry
on.
and look for a tree in the
If you'd like to,
Frostweald.
yeah.
Can I take time to do that?
If you want to, yeah. The trees in the area you would know that you could recall, there were trees based around the crossroads, which is the middle point of the Silvercut roadway that's even further northwest and west of Westruun. There's the Bramblewood Forest, which is just north of Westruun.
Right.
There are, I mean, most everything would be further west from there. Those are the closest.
destination. With the crossroads, we could maybe get us to the crossroads, but we could.
Or we could just go to
theoretically run
Westruun.
into-
Is
Let's go to
Westruun still
Westruun.
there?
Westruun's under Dragonwold.
under
There's an
Dragonwold.
actual dragon like on
There's
Westruun.
dragons on
Well,
top of
not
it.
on, well, up in the mountain, but
Oh,
watching
But
down.
they've
It's
got
watching it.
like wyverns kind of policing, right? In Westruun.
You didn't notice in your scry.
I'm gonna assume.
Up to you guys.
Let's do the crossroads.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Right.
We could
Like a
theoretically
country song.
run into your herd, though.
Yeah, I
right?
mean, I hope we do.
Yeah.
To the crossroads.
Okay. Okay, so you're going to the crossroads. Crossroads is about 2 days of travel northeast of the Frostweald, about 3 days travel.
So I would be going northeast
Here's-
from the crossroads,
yeah.
or I would be, if I wanted to go in the Bramblewood, I'd have to go southwest to get to the Frostweald.
Here we go. So, this is the Frostweald.
Explain
This
the
is
world to me.
Westruun. This is the crossroads.
Oh.
This is Iman. This is Craghammer.
Oh shit.
Where's the Bramble Forest? Bramblewood.
It's right here. It's
Oh,
by
okay.
Westruun. The crossroads is over here. So
Well,
you
then
can
the
totally take the
forest.
crossroads, but it'll take.
Go to the
Let's go to the
forest.
forest. Let's go to the Bramblewood
Bramblewood
Forest.
Forest?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
That's fine. So,
There's gotta be some big trees there. I remember a few big trees.
Where we
I
can
remember
pop in.
admiring a few big trees in the Bramblewood Forest.
because you
and
spend a
being
lot
like,
of time in
"That's
Westruun, specifically,
a nice
you
tree."
do recall various locations, and you take a moment to kind of concentrate on a few trees actually within Westruun that you recall. There was one that was near a playground where you had once interrogated a small child that they had seen.
Yeah!
From the Green
I remember that.
We spent a whole day in that park.
Yep. You begin to cast the spell, and you concentrate on that tree in the park. There's no connection to the tree.
Oh
You
no.
gather that the tree may not have survived the initial attack on Westruun. However, you do take a moment, and you do recall at the entrance to the Bramblewood when you guys were briefly attacked by that group of thieves that were pulling you off to the side, pretending to be a stranded caravan. There was
good. That was
Oh,
good.
yeah.
Yeah, that's a good
That was
one.
good.
there was a series of rather large trees that kind of marked the roadway there, and you recall one that had distinct markings. And you do manage to find a point of concentration or connection
Sorry,
there.
guys, it took me a moment to find signal. Okay, all right, we're good. We're
need a
good.
signal
I think I
boost.
got one.
You complete the spell against one of the petrified trees on the outside of the Cinder Grove. The door opens up, and you guys can see a thicket of Bramblewood trees on the opposite side. You all rush through one after the other, Trinket jumping behind. You all make it through, and you're now standing on kind of the central pathway of the Bramblewood. More further south, you probably about an hour and a half foot travel before you exit the southern portion of the forest.
All right. Sorry, guys, this is as close as I could get us.
Oh, this
How
is great.
far are we now? A day's travel? 2 days travel, you said?
No, from to the frost whales.
Yeah.
You're about a day and a half on
Foot?
on a very fast. On horseback, you're about a day, a little under a day. On foot, you're looking at about 2 days travel, a little over 2 days travel.
Yeah.
That's like
Not
at
in-
a rapid pace.
Mist form.
Or
Ooh,
we go
in
where?
mist form.
We can be clouds.
We're not very fast in mist form.
No, we are. We're super fast.
Are we?
Fast in this phone.
How long would it take to get us in mist form?
It would be a little bit faster than horse. So they're pretty quick.
Sweet.
Like a day.
Shall we turn in the clouds and go? Nice
I haven't
rolling
done this
fog?
before. Is it
I
freaky?
pop trinket back
It's
into his
very
little
freaky.
crystal.
It's super freaky.
Is it super freaky?
It's so super freaky.
Super freak.
Um,
Super freaky.
All right.
Percy, what if instead of like a seat, what if it was like was straddling it and there were like two little things
I'm
like
sorry.
footholds?
Do you want to design this?
No, it's up to you.
Are you
It's totally
sure?
you. Yeah. I was just coming with ideas
I
to
mean,
help
not
you out.
you're
it's
welcome
totally
to
your
design it.
call.
It's just going to be much more expensive.
No,
Edna
it's all
Muller.
you. It's all you.
Keyleth, what are you doing? Are you doing the?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm picking my spells because I haven't.
All right.
done that yet.
So
But yeah, well, poof.
so
Poofsies.
Keyleth goes ahead and casts. Is it Windwalk, right?
Windwalk.
Windwalk. All of you guys take a moment to transform into a mist form, and you all begin to just coast right around the top of the trees, making your way south to the back of the Bramblewood. As soon as you exit the top of the trees, you can see Westruun ahead of you. And there are a number of interesting things that catch your attention. First and foremost, you see halfway between the tree tops to the south end of the forest and the very north part of Westruun, there appears to be a large, it's green, open field with thicker patches of grassland here and there. There is a section that is just a grassless dirt mound that has, as you start coasting over, you can see what looks like spikes of wood, a couple of things that glimmer in the light as you pass over, and it looks like large grooves kind of dug in a haphazard pattern. This patch about maybe 15, 20 feet across, and you see two people kind of bringing a cart away from it.
Oh, can we mist down a little closer to get a better view of what it is?
Yeah. So it's like wispy kind of people clouds.
Those clouds look like half elves.
Okay. No one seems to pay mind. The two individuals that went with the cart, they're a little far from what you can see at this point, but they both appear to be humanoid, in no particular rush, but they're hauling this large cart away. As you look, you can see in this patch of dirt, the glimmers that you saw there's a smattering of gold and silver coins that appear to have just been kind of tossed in this pile. It looks like there are pieces of wood that have been broken and crushed in the giant grooves. Who's taking the intense look at this one right now? Okay, so the two of you, I want you to roll investigation checks.
18.
Wow. No, 16 for me.
16, okay. You recognize, you get a feel for it too because of your specialty in this. You notice that the giant grooves that tear into this are actually sweeping claw marks. Like something of a large side and a very fast speed came down and has come down multiple times to snatch up something that was placed in this location.
Oh, this is where they make their offerings.
This is where the offerings are made.
That's good to know.
Drop a pin.
Right, because I have advantage on anything having to do with dragons.
Right, which as you're seeing this now, yeah, you would gather the information with them as you do. Do you guys continue southward?
Yeah.
Coasting in the outskirts
It's
of the
good
city?
to know that that's there, though.
Yeah.
Okay.
We can set an ambush later.
Yeah.
You guys begin to coast around the outside
It's
of
a dragon.
Westruun, drifting up above as well, this kind of wispy pattern of clouds. You get a view of the external farmlands that dot the northwestern side of Westruun. A number of them appear to have been burned. Not like forest fire or cataclysmic meteorite, like intentionally burned. The crops are just charred and black, and there's a pattern to how that was set.
A few farmhouses also appear to have burned as well. But there are farmlands that are also functional, and you can see a few people tilling the land. I want everyone to make a perception check.
A what?
Perception check.
14.
14.
16.
18.
3.
31.
22.
Okay. So people above 20 would be the twins. All right. So Vex and Vax, you guys look over these fields, and two things you notice. One, each set of farmers that are working, there is a well-armed individual on the outskirts of each of these farms that is just intently watching them work. And as you're kind of paying attention to this, one of them walks over and kind of starts screaming at one and pushes them over, and then kind of stands back and keeps guard. You guys also notice that the outside of the city, there appear to be some sort of construct, almost battlements, almost like another wall, a very thin wall has been built around the various entrances to the city.
They've imprisoned the people. We can't talk to each other.
Can't talk to each other now. Stop.
We just vape at each other.
Do we keep going, or
I mean-
somebody make the choice? Like, down, or keep going?
I don't know what good we'll do right now.
You're the only two who've noticed, so.
Right.
Yeah, it's up to
two
you guys.
stop.
Do you guys want to go investigate, or you want to keep
I
going
mean, how
south?
many guards are there around there?
You only see two that are actually in the immediate farmland, and they're quite a walk away from the actual city. They don't appear to be like on heavy
And I,
lockdown.
as wind, pull in front of my sister and use windiness and wind hands and wind farts to put a stop sign with my hands and then point down. I don't know what's possible in this form.
Okay, yeah, no, that's possible in the form. So Vex, you see Vax, your brother, kind of stop in front of you, put his hands up, and kind of point downward with his hands.
What do you want to do? What do you want? I noticed it too.
I float on over to this.
Hand signs.
I'm gonna go down and I'm going to motion for her to follow.
All right.
Okay.
Going down.
You guys all follow?
I'm solidifying the ground.
I just don't
I'm
know.
still thinking about what were those big gashes in the ground back there?
Yeah, that was really confusing to you. All right, you guys all drift down towards the ground as you see Vax begin to take on a physical form on the
shit.
outskirts
Can we
of the city.
stealth? As we come out of it, I want to cast Pass Without a Trace like immediately.
Okay, you're in the middle of are you going down in the burnt farmland or one of the
I want to.
healthy
Can we go
farmland?
down in like an area that there's like shadow, to where we're like hidden?
There are a few of the fields that are more like high crop, corn style
somewhere
stalks.
that when we take form, we'll be hidden.
Just you two, right?
I don't know.
I'm going down too.
You three?
Okay, so Percy, Vax, and Vex all take a moment to revert back to their physical form.
Oh, I'm reverting too.
Okay.
I'm a follower.
All right, Scanlan, Keela.
What's going on?
I guess so.
Wow, we're just gonna make this super obvious, huh? There are dragons flying overhead.
All right.
Well, we've landed.
We're in a cornfield.
Yeah, we've landed. Let's do it. We all want to die.
All right, so all of you, including Grog, or are you staying in your fist form?
Fuck it. Let's do it.
Okay.
Changing.
You all take a moment to revert to your physical form. I'd like everyone to make a stealth check.
And I cast Path Without a Trace, so it's extra 10.
Okay.
Natural 19.
Hey, 18.
Okay.
32.
32. All right.
25.
Nice.
No, add 10.
35.
31.
29.
36.
We're all good.
28.
What'd you get, man?
32.
32.
You don't know we're here anymore.
No, you guys. Where'd the party go? Okay, you all begin to kind of weave your way through the various lines of high stock crop. Where are you heading? Are you heading in towards the city? Are you heading towards the farmers?
We just want to sit here for a minute and talk about it. Can we just say, like, so here's the thing. Those guards are attacking the farmers. I'm pretty sure they're using slave labor at this point. Kind of like you, Scanlan.
Huh?
Slave labor to provide food for the city. Vax really wanted to stop down, but the thing is, if we kill the guards and set the farmers free, everybody in the city might starve. It's a tough situation
They
right
might
now.
just send more guards once they know that one's been killed and then kill everybody involved.
I'm afraid right now I don't know what all we can do in this town until we can defeat the dragon, which unfortunately is rather close.
This is a bigger
and watching
problem than
us.
We can't do anything for them right now until we actually know what's happening.
As you guys are having this conversation, you can see like there's a slight rustle, and the farmer comes across carrying a small satchel, starts picking things off of one of the nearby areas.
Is he close to us?
It's about 15 feet from you.
Does he see us?
He doesn't seem to notice you guys.
I mean, we could tell him to hold out hope.
We could maybe he knows what's going on.
He could also be one of the assholes that's serving the dragon just like people in Amon.
You don't know.
I'll go.
The farmer turns. You now see him. It's a man in his kind of late 40s, early 50s, gray beard.
Shh.
Come here.
Shh.
Yeah.
Keep picking. Keep picking.
Keep picking.
Keeps picking.
Hey, you. Do you like the dragon or do you not like the dragon?
In the interest of the internet, we should probably do stage whispers.
Do you like the dragon or do you not like the dragon?
And you can see like there's some heavy bruising on his face, and like part of his cheek is kind of swollen. He kind of goes,
Sorry.
It'd be harder on these parts to find someone who likes a dragon, let alone that one.
Good.
It's not the worst of the worries right now, though.
What's the worst?
The ones who work for him.
Right. So you have to provide food for everybody living in the city? Is that how that goes?
We're one of them. Otherwise, they just go out and steal from whoever's nearby. There's
Okay.
a caravan that's made their way past Westruun in the past week.
Well, here's the thing.
Yeah.
We're trying to help you. We're trying to find a way to, kill the fucks. You get me?
Okay, the agony
Okay, the
drag.
Agonstray.
drops like the fruit he has. Going,
No.
Please help us, please.
Natural, keep picking, keep picking, keep picking.
Pick a little. Pick a little. Pick.
We want to help you. We really want to help you.
You have my daughter.
Oh, shit.
Who's in charge?
Who has your daughter? Who has your daughter?
No daughters right now. Who's...
Those beasts.
Beasts? What beasts?
The guards? They're keeping your daughter.
Keeping
Do
a
you
lot
know
of people.
Do you know where they keep them?
kind of leans over, kind of nudges towards the direction of the city.
Who's in charge?
I don't know his name.
And that spot that we saw just outside of town, that's where gold is given to the dragon? Do you know anything of that?
Kind of looks a little confused. I don't know. They just take what we have.
The
Keeps
guy,
us
you don't
alive.
know his name. What does he look like? Where have you seen him?
Keep your voice down.
Who?
I'm talking through Skype, so it's a little more difficult.
Who are you talking about?
The leader?
You
The
said the guy who's got your child. You don't know his name. What does he look like? Where have you seen him?
I don't know. They're all different types. I haven't seen the one who has them. Just they have them.
They, the guards. The people that serve the
Women.
dragon.
What
People.
What type of people are they interested in?
Half-orcs. You interested in?
Why?
Keeps them at bay. I don't know. They take whoever seems useful. Sometimes they just take them and slaughter them before us as a warning.
Then why did they take your daughter?
I don't want to think
To
about
keep him working.
That's...
Look, say we were really bored and we wanted to get you your family back. Where would you go?
He points over to the city.
There's one right out of
Then you see him like pointing really angrily just around the corner. Probably the one that you saw on the outskirts of the farm area you guys came down in.
Let's go to the city then, I suppose.
Wait, what?
There's a
To
dragon.
do what? To
A fucking
attack
dragon
half-orcs that
How
work for a
often-
dragon?
Farmer, what's your name?
Reginald.
Reginald. Reginald, we want to help. How often do you see the dragon flying around?
Once every couple of days, maybe.
Once every couple of days.
How long
When
has
was
it
the
been?
last time you saw him? Yes.
About half a day ago. Or dusk yesterday. I don't know.
Do they,
We all stay inside around that time just in case.
does he have patrol? Does he have wyverns working for him as well that fly around?
I haven't seen anything flying but the dragon. There was a huge fight not more than a week ago between these people and that thing. They seem to have come to an accord.
These people?
Wait, the orcs?
The orcs, the whatever they are. Big, strong, angry ones that keep taking all of our stuff.
They had
no.
What? What?
What do they look like? Do they look like him, maybe?
Some do.
Oh, fuck me.
Shit.
Fuck.
The dragon came in and just tore everything down.
Damn it. Shit hammer.
Burned, liquefied, dissolved portions of the city, people screaming, and then it left. Both
Well,
of them.
you'll be
Both of
okay. We're gonna keep going. Good luck.
No,
What?
wait.
No, we have to keep going. We can't
leave them
face
with them.
these Goliaths and dragons and orc guards, and this is craziness.
Oh, God.
One of the dragons was green.
From what we saw, there was
Green and a black.
Green and a black one. Right.
and I think a white one, but that
And
one
a
just
white
kept
one.
going.
I mean,
It kept
we'll
going.
be fine.
Sure. And the green one kept going?
I mean, all of them kept going. We thought we were safe.
And
We
then
tried to regather, and then within a day, a bunch of these
I don't think it's the dragons. I just think
these bastards came in and just took what was left. Slaughtering, stealing.
Grog shit hammer.
We gotta go get that.
I feel
gotta
like we
get
have
his
to help
kid.
them.
Yeah.
We have to help them.
Oh, wow. Oh, man. I feel like you all are talking like I normally do, and I'm talking like Grog normally does. This is such a weird day.
No, you're using
is
way
such a
too many
weird day.
prepositions.
You said there are a lot of people that look like me.
And from what I've seen, I don't go too far into town. They keep me out here, but I mean, I've seen a few.
I'm
Were
keeping an
there
eye out
s-
for the guard. I want to keep an eye out for the guard. Make sure he's not noticing.
They're in the city.
Most of them are, yeah.
Were there 6 of them?
17.
17? Okay, you don't see the guard nearby.
We need that guard.
What are we going to do right now?
We're
This
gonna
is-
ask him some questions.
This is a coup on a
On a
grander
guard.
scale than Whitestone.
I want the
even.
guard.
I
Talking
feel
I
like
just
we
want the
shouldn't-
guard.
Okay.
Where's the guard? Can we see him?
You guys want to try and find him?
Well, I saw him on the other side of
Yep.
the thingy.
Okay. You guys begin making your way towards the direction that Vex saw the guard. You start pushing through the crop, making your way to the edge, and at the point where these high crops end, it opens up into what looks like a heavy root-based field. Potatoes, carrots, things that are beneath the ground. You guys see across the way the 2 other farmers that were out there. The one that you saw being kind of loosely beaten. They're both filling satchels and emptying them into 2 larger carts that are put up to horses. One's more of a larger pony. And you see what appears to be another hulking humanoid, taller than an average person, skin slightly gray, a smattering of tattoos across the body.
Okay.
You actually,
Okay.
you recognize.
And best we can tell, he's the only god, the only one.
No,
I have
there's
an
two.
I have an
There's
idea.
two.
Wait,
Wait,
wait.
wait, wait,
on,
wait. He
hold
was
on,
about to
hold
tell
on.
us who it is.
What you can see. You actually recognize this individual.
Fucking nipple tassels. What is? Can I do?
This, this is an individual that you knew quite a ways ago. A young Goliath who was, still about a half a foot shorter than you. When you knew him, he was named Horus because he hated it, and Kevdak gave him this name. And you actually, at some point in the past, recall even giving Horus a good beating. One of the smaller of the Goliaths that encountered. This is years later. This punk kid, and he was kind of a punk, has grown up now, and is still smaller than you by size, but still seems to be every bit of an agitating little bitch. You remember from the way that he's kind of treating these people.
Is he holding anything?
Not in his hand at the moment, no, but does have across the back what looks to be some sort of a large blade sheathed.
Can I give my idea?
Yep.
Yeah. What's your
Okay.
plan?
What if we ask Reginald to call for help, like he needs this fuck's help, and then he comes over, and then we spring a trap on him?
That's not a bad idea.
I can use hide in plain sight on us and hide us, and make us look like we're part of the crops
I love it.
to set an ambush.
I love it.
Okay.
And the goal is to question this guy or to take him out? To question,
Well,
yeah?
We're gonna ask him
Yes.
questions, and if he
Yeah.
makes a peep, hold on. Before we do that, can you see the other guard that was out here?
Glancing about, because it is pretty open area, you can see the secondary guard is walking away, looking like to either check one of the other homesteads. There is a farmhouse.
It's like Kansas, right? It's just like flat.
Yeah, it's like flat farmland on the outside of Westruun. Just as soon as you break the south side of the Bramblewood, it's just plain.
Distance would you put him at? How far away would you put him at?
I'd say-
100 yards?
The other guard?
I'd say the other guard's probably a good like 400 feet.
Do
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah. Can I take a minute to like camouflage us and then tell
Yeah.
Reginald to call him over?
When he comes over, I grab him. Nobody do anything that's loud.
Got it.
Okay. So, as you guys all take a moment kind of stepping into parts of the stalks, the edge of this land, Vex, you go ahead and start taking up leaves, patches of dirt, mud from freshly watered ground, and you start just smattering the rest of the group with it. You guys are going full Arnold from Predator, like you like begin to blend into the vicinity.
Question. Could I work with Percy
Yeah, no. Yes?
to maybe I have entangled learned today. Could I maybe refashion like a quick entangled trap? Where when the guy steps into it, he'll be entangled? Or I can maybe just be prepared for
You
it?
can be prepared for it when it happens.
I'll be prepared.
I'm
for
gonna
it.
draw
How's
her.
that?
I'm gonna draw her a little sketch of something that would spring, that you can make out of wood.
I mean, the spell the spell expends when cast, so it's more of like waiting to release it. To make it as part of like a set trap, that would be an actual consumable trap you have to construct.
All right, I'll
But you-
just be prepped with it.
Okay. Okay. So as you guys all have hidden,
Reginald,
he's kind of behind you guys, like watching all this happen. Yes.
act like you're still picking and act like you hurt your ankle and call for help from that guard over there. We'll protect you.
Promise.
Protect you.
Yeah, I
And
promise.
try and maybe keep a bit of a distance, because I'm going to be doing a trap here. It's going to be 20 feet. You don't want to be in it.
Just step back and call
just
for
step
help.
back.
Just step back.
All right?
So you guys are all kind of working on the very edge of where these crop fields begin.
Yeah. He'll be in the.
Reginald kind of pushes through a little bit,
Do you like a whole person
and goes,
today?
Sure.
"Oh! You hear a distant voice go, "Hey, what's your problem?" He goes, "Oh, my ankle," and he starts hobbling into the crop. "You shut your trap! This is your fucking ankle. What's that stupid?" "Oh, you stupid!" And he starts lumbering up. "I'm gonna teach you a lesson about getting a peep out of that stupid maw of yours. I'm gonna beat that face of all. Can't make a noise ever again. Stupid git."
And now.
The minute he's in the high crop, so he's out of visual from the other guard.
Okay.
Yeah.
So as soon as he steps into the high crop area,
I'm waiting for Percy's cue.
Now.
all right. So what are the specifics of the entanglement spell?
20 feet, difficult terrain, let me pull.
How do we keep him quiet? If
Always works, and it catches whoever you want.
Works.
All right. So all of a sudden all the crops, all the large stalks and vines start
Shit, mother bitch.
wrapping around his body.
wrong?
Was it just?
That's a bit obvious.
Is it obvious?
It's not. It's once he's inside the area, so it's not like the wall on the
Okay,
outside.
I was picturing like all the plants suddenly.
No, just the ones in the immediate vicinity.
Like
of the
a
area,
used
so-
car lot guy.
Okay, so he's going to make a
I'm
strength
going
saving.
to squat at the edge of the high crops and keep an eye on the other guard who was walking off and just make sure
Beautiful.
he's
Okay,
oblivious.
make a perception check. If you
Beautiful.
could, Vax. And with your surprise, there's disadvantage on the same thing. What's the DC?
Me?
20,
Yeah.
19.
19? That's a failure. All right. And what,
28.
28. Yeah, Vax, keeping an eye. The guard doesn't seem to have kept notice and continues walking off towards the distant farmhouse. The plants all wrap around his body, and he, "What's this?"
I run over and I tackle him, knock him to the ground, put my hand over his mouth, punch him in the forehead, punch him again. punch him a third time. And I barely lift my hand. Punch him again.
At this point now, there's like blood just kind of pouring out of the corner of the eye. One eye's gone a little red from just bursted vessels. You can see it starting to swell up already. Blood's now pouring out the side of the nose where you've hit it. And he's still kind of fighting, even though the plants have kept him entangled. And as soon as the calm kind of comes to him,
Horace.
the eyes go wide and all the tension in the body just loosens. Fucking hell. It's the whole night show, isn't it?
I'm gonna move my hand. If you make a sound, wash, rinse, repeat, yeah?
What?
Nod.
They don't have hair. Do they know what wash rinse
Fuck up.
Pubic.
And spits a couple of teeth out the side of his mouth.
You're looking big.
You're supposed to be dead. You're supposed to be fucking dead. I watched you beaten to death. Why the fuck are you still alive?
Yeah, right. Funny thing about me. So, look, who else is out in this field with you right now?
No one. It's me and Cole, but Cole's heading back to the city. And we have other ones sparsed out around, but most of them stay in town, especially during the day. That's where the festivities are.
Festivities?
You want back in? If you're alive, man, now's the time. It's a good time for the herd, huh?
Yeah, no, I want back in, for sure. That's what I've come here for, to come back in. But here's the thing. It's a bit of a surprise, right? A lot of people haven't seen me. You like a good surprise, right, Horace?
Yeah?
Yeah, I thought you might. Here's my question. Have you seen my cousin, Zanroy? Is he in the city?
Probably, aye.
Right. And what about Kevdak?
Kevdak stays in the city as well. Up at the old Margrave's place, actually.
Right.
Turning into his palace. Want me to take you?
Before we go any further, what do I roll if I want to find out if Forrest really does like surprises? I'm not kidding.
Make an insight check.
Okay.
All of you guys are still hidden, by the way, unless you want to do something like.
No, I'm just watching.
And we gained another
I'm
plus
holding
10,
him.
so now we have plus 20 to all of our stealth, by the way, from that hide in plain sight.
All right.
All right.
Wait, what?
Yeah, we have pass without a trace adds plus 10, hide in plain sight
What's
adds plus
hide
10.
without a-
That's what I camouflaged just fucking for.
Yeah. So all
How
of
do
you
you
guys,
have all these things?
all of you guys make another stealth check with plus 20.
That's sick.
This is increased.
Natural 20. So 40. Actually, and I have a stealth of a
46.
7. So
43.
47.
You guys have never been seen. Ever. Retroactively, no one's ever seen you in your entire life.
I could fire my gun at this point and they'd be like, "Ah, rain's coming." Yeah.
I would probably still break. If it was bad news, it'd probably still break.
Well, if it was bad news, yeah.
Okay. Unless you rolled a 1, you're pretty. Yeah, no. Horace hasn't seen anyone. Just sitting there. Yeah, I can take you in.
Well, so look, I was gonna pounce on this poor farmer over here, but I saw that you were, obviously keeping your eye on him. Why are you doing that?
Which one are you talking about? About Reggie?
Yeah, old broken foot over here.
He's a little bitch, that one is. Yeah. No, but you know what? I got a sniffing around. I think he's keeping some gold hidden.
Really, gold?
Yeah.
This poor farmer?
Twisted his arm a couple of times.
Have you?
Hey, you know what we can do? It's old time's sake. He's taking arm pull until he tells us.
Oh, like Wishbone?
Yeah, you know the deal, huh?
Yeah, that does sound like a good idea. Here's my thing.
Is that a cave?
Why are you guys in this city? I mean, it's not really our thing to, be in civilized places.
Hey, here's the thing. Come on, let me get a little loose here for a minute. Feeling a bit, uncomfortable.
No, I don't think I will, Horace.
Okay.
Yeah.
We were heading up northward. We just took out a smaller caravan just south of the road cuts. The Silver Cut Way, and then all of a sudden, out of the sky, we saw these streaking dragons come through. Large as I've ever seen. Dangerous as the day's dawn. So we fled. We watched them come here and tear into the city. Rend it, destroy it, just smoke and flames and eyes and all sorts of craziness. And they kept going. We figured dragons come, didn't take the spoils. There's plenty of spoils for us, eh? More than we could even dream of. Westruun's pretty well guarded, but couldn't be much left over there. So we gathered up who we had, and mind you, the herd swelled a bit since you left, my friend. We conquered another wandering tribe. Last year, Zanror took the head of their leader and commanded them to join. We're about 100 strong these days.
Oh, fuck.
They got all sorts. Pecking order. Still us Goliaths at the top, eh? We got all sorts of other piddly men.
Really?
Half men, half orcs. A few brutalized elves here and there. They make cooking easy. Anyway, we took that moment and we rushed into the town. Took it before the day was over. Killed all who didn't bow before. Killed Dak himself. Days of revelry ensued, my friend. Oh, you missed out. Wine, women, gold. We took what we wanted. Until one of them dragons came back. Black one. Scary. Killed a lot of us. Weren't so much 100 strong then, but I'd say by the end of that we had about 50 or 60 to our name before the anger finally stopped. Kevdak bent the knee, made an offering to this dragon.
Kevdak did?
Oh no. But trust me, you see a beast this size. It was survival through a mutual discussion, if you will. Promised our might to its warship. Gathered our spoils. Delivered every now and then. We got to have the leftovers. We ruled the city in its stead. It's not a bad deal if you say. Doesn't watch. We'll leave with what we find. Most of it at least. We keep a little on the side. And we live like kings here. Westruun is now property of the herd.
Boy, sounds really good.
You've missed out. And we have quite a few openings now since we've lost a few of the less than strong folk. You look strapping. I'm sure Kevdak be more than happy to have you back, eh?
I do. I've actually brought a few gifts.
My notch and arrows.
I unsheath Craven Edge. I hold it up.
Right.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
And I ask out loud, are you hungry?
I mean, it's been probably half a day since breakfast, eh? Why? His expression begins to shift as realization begins to dawn on his face.
I pull it back, I stick the point in between his ribcage, and I drive it up through him.
Oh!
Before he can say a word, he tries to speak through the pain, but it's met with the gurgle as various bodily fluids fill the inside of his lungs and throat.
More.
The blade now, you can see, peeks through the back of the mouth as his eyes just kind of go ever so dull. The rest of the blood flow pouring out the sides of his mouth.
Oh, pity that. Acid reflux.
Grog!
My,
Oh shit! Good job there.
Back?
Ish.
As this is happening, the blood that has filled the mouth begins to seep back in to the mouth. I mean, the trails are still there, but what's once filled to the brim has been slowly recessed, swallowed. Not by the unmoving body of Horus, but the dark blade itself, now drawing from the inside.
What the fuck is that sword, Grog?
What?
What is your sword doing?
What? Nothing. Like, it takes in, like, the strength of who it slays, and it, you know.
It takes in the blood?
Did it do that?
Grog.
What?
You killed him.
Grog.
And was he related to you in some way?
I don't know. I remember him. He was always a little shit.
Grog, do you remember killing him like 5 seconds ago?
Who?
Oh no, you guys.
The little dude, your little
What?
friend.
Yeah. Horus?
You killed him?
Yeah,
On purpose?
sure.
You wanted to?
Yeah, he was
You were
gonna go
conscious.
tell about us. I mean,
You were conscious of that?
What?
Is it me?
Yeah, no,
You're
this
just
one's
using
Me?
two big words.
So listen, right? Either we stay and do some recon, or we take out the other guy that's walking back to the city. Really shouldn't be a problem. But if they're all in there, 50 strong, I don't think we're quite ready for that. The sneaky fucks in our group could go take a look if you're feeling randy.
What would be our mission?
Info only.
Oh, you killed this one quite easily.
Very easily.
Yeah, but that was because we did it as a group.
Could we wait? Could we wait? Oh no. Could we wait until nightfall?
I'm gonna just check out his body,
We
see
are
if there's
very
any booty on his
stealthy
body.
right.
Okay.
Well, as soon as we move, we won't exactly be camouflaged in this crop anymore. We'll lose that.
We won't look like crops.
As the stalks unwind, leaving his defiled body, and you draw the blade free. Scanlan, you find across the body there is a simple, slightly chipped but still functional greatsword that was sheathed in the back, just kind of wrapped in a haphazard hide that functions as a scabbard. Mostly just leather pants, a few furs. Looks to be like a bone necklace and a bone bracelet around the wrist, which looks to be teeth, human teeth, and about 27 gold pieces in total change.
How far are we from the city here?
About
always need
a
extra
5-minute
teeth.
walk.
That's not far.
Keyleth, can you use your powers to like suck him into the ground so that nobody sees him?
I honestly don't think they're going to find him anyway. If we
I
just
use,
put him in the brown
you know,
box.
my abilities and try to camouflage the body so that nobody
You
can
pull him
find
up into one of the walls of plant stalks and set him in there, mounting up whatever bits of fallen leaves and dirt you can. He's pretty well hidden.
I kind of use my druid craft to like grow some flowers on top of the dirt that we just hit him with.
Some flower works come up there. Some of the local leaves from the stalks kind of bend down and help cover.
Leave him a
Nice.
couple of his human teeth that he's collected. I'm sure.
Oh,
that
I'll
he'll
leave
feel
all
good
his
that
human
he's
teeth. I'm not gonna
obviously
take that
very
shit.
Prideful. of them.
Okay.
Great, so very successful trip.
Actually, yes.
Stopping down.
Reggie?
His partner's still long gone.
That guard?
The other guard, yeah.
The guard's gone. Oh, Reggie's still standing there, kind of like, watched this whole thing happen, looking at you, and goes,
You did good. You did good.
I know I did. Just imagine what we'll do to the rest of them.
Thank you. Thank you.
Are we going to do anything to the
Right
rest of
now?
them?
I think we're going to go take a look.
Are we gonna take a mushroom
I don't mind you taking a look, but be careful.
Is that? We can also still turn into mist.
We can.
We can all
can't hurt us when
we
we're
can all
misting.
mist and go into the city and check it out.
See what we
Be
see?
fast and stealthy.
Can we stealth while we're misting?
It doesn't matter if they see us; they can't
I know,
do
but
anything.
still.
I mean, it'd be kind of being conscious of the cloud patterns in the sky, moving with the wind in a way where you become less noticeable as something strange.
Yeah.
So it's possible.
Let's try that so we can spy on the city. Get closer in.
It feels kind of cheap.
Why?
No,
At least if we go in grog,
This is the
we can
fun
see
side
what
of
we're
the
up
table.
against.
Bottoms up.
yeah, but can't we use our eyes? Just as they are. Do we have to turn the smoke this time?
Oh, why would we not?
It feels a little cowardly.
It's not cowardly, Grog. It's safe.
You can
You were
stay
just
behind.
asking us to go on foot, Vexalia and I, to do the same thing. What if Vex and I just went as mist, just the two of us, quickly? Just the two of us.
Yeah, that's fine.
I may join you two for this as well.
All right.
And what are the rest of us gonna do? Just wait? Me, Scanlan, and Grog?
Look, you can turn into a cloud and float in there and see what you want to see, but I'm not turning into mist when my herd is inside that city. If I go in, I'm going in.
As Grog.
Yeah.
So why don't we just not go in right now?
Why don't you all go in? I'll stay back with Grog.
Thank you.
All right.
Not crazy. Ish.
All right, the four of you convert into mist form, crest up over the edge of the... There you go. And start drifting your way over towards the top of Westruun, leaving both Scanlan and Grog and Reginald amongst the crops.
All right.
Reginald, do you want some ale?
Do you have some?
No, I do, yeah. Hold on. Now you look fabulous. Hold on. Get the cask out. Pour him a cup.
He drinks thirstily, both because he seems genuinely thirsty, and second, it seems like he could use a long, hard drink.
Pace yourself, son. There's a lot that's here.
I've been drinking longer than you've been alive, friend.
And he just...
Wow. Another?
Yeah.
All right, keep on coming.
All right, and for that, we'll take a quick break. We'll come back here. See you guys here in a few minutes. We'll continue the story. So, see you in a minute.
Oh, we got. Wait.
Boy.
Hey guys, Ivan Van Norman here to remind you about International Tabletop Day, which is coming April 30th. And we want to see your videos. So make sure you submit your 1 minute or less video of you saying your name or your store's name and talking about board games, reminiscing about games, playing games in all weird places all across the world. Seriously, we want to see you play board games everywhere and anywhere. Make sure you deliver it to us in a high resolution format, so 720p or higher, in either a .mov or .mp4. And make sure you submit it either through WeTransfer or Dropbox to preferred partners at geekandsundry.com. That's preferred partner at geekandsundry.com. We want to see your board games, we want to see you playing board games, and we want you to celebrate International Tabletop Day with us. We'll see you then. Make sure you submit before April 15th because that's our drop dead deadline. And just so you know, submission does not guarantee featuring. Happy International Tabletop Day, guys. Meeple, 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 just for you. Let's all play board games. Do-do-do.
Welcome to Super Fun Awesome Party Game Time.
A show where we take your favorite party games and blow up the rules.
So, Guess Who is about finding someone's identity by asking about their appearance.
But today's version is a little more robust.
Instead of appearance, each person can only ask questions about a character's personality and not mention their appearance at all.
Which will probably lead to offensiveness. Oh well, let's meet our teams.
Okay, we clearly have this in the bag because I have Dan Casey who knows lots of obscure things and culturally relevant things for us to ask. So, you know, just FYI.
And I'm gonna ask them all.
Are you going to ask them, Dan?
Yeah, every last detail I know. It's gonna be like Wikipedia's vomiting.
I'm not scared of you.
I have constant fearmonger Jessica Chobot on my team.
What the hell is that supposed to mean?
Yeah.
I don't know.
What kind of intro is that? A fearmonger?
Yeah, you constantly sow discord.
All right, so that's, well.
It's not the word I was looking for, but fearmonger works. All right.
I'm ready to play.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
Oh my god. I wouldn't trust any of these people.
No.
No, they're all very shifty-eyed.
Not with kids or animals.
No, they're all wanted by Interpol.
Yes. It's because they all have turtlenecks on, that's why.
Yeah, they're all wearing identical red turtlenecks.
But none of them are wearing pants.
Yeah, of course. It's their uniform. It's a very weird cult.
So who goes first? How do we figure that out?
We'll let you guys go first because that's how confident we are.
All right,
Thank you. Okay.
So let me think here. Would this person look like they just took a in their pants?
Here's the problem with that. All of them look.
I don't know, but that one especially.
All of them look that way. I don't think we figured out anything with that question. All of them look like they're secretly hiding some poop in the pants.
It's entirely possible a person just himself, but I sincerely hope not. I know what I want to ask.
You go.
Does your person look like they're cosplaying as a U.S. president?
Damn it.
Yeah.
Yes,
Or
100%. 100% yes.
Are you serious?
Really? Yes, absolutely.
This is my top suspect right there.
Oh, yeah, that one's,
Yeah.
that's real good.
All right, does your character look like he could be Larry David's stunt double?
No, not unless like there's a lot of CG.
Okay.
Well,
Well,
I gotta think big strategy here.
Yeah.
I gotta hit you with a good one. I don't know what though. It's your turn, so I gotta.
Okay. Does your person look like they got bullied as a child and then grew out of it and became what they are?
What?
I'd say no.
No, our
I don't
person
think
was
so.
never bullied. Ever.
I think that gets rid of him and him.
Yeah.
Ever.
I would also say
never bullied.
him.
He bullied
Yeah.
bullies.
Yeah.
Well, they said he, so these two are gone.
She, I mean, maybe our human being.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't even think of that. Does your person look like he could say smashing from the Thornberry
Wild
cartoons
Thornberries?
all the time?
Are you literally just focusing on one image and going with like, eliminate one at a time?
I would say yes.
Yeah, he could.
Whoa!
Well, there you go, smartass.
All right, it's a he, so we're getting rid of these people.
Yeah. Unless they're
fair's
they're
fair.
messing with us. Yeah.
This guy, he never says
No.
smashing.
This is
That's
so
a
confident.
maybe.
That guy never says smashing. You look at him.
Yeah, no.
We're doing some hardcore profiling right now.
100%.
I don't know how
It's
I feel.
very easy.
No.
Who would have thought?
Does your person look like he has a drinking problem that he has mostly under control, but is still a problem?
I mean, possibly. I could see it being a potential thing.
You know what?
Like maybe he doesn't admit it's a problem, but
Like a functional drunk?
yeah, like a Don Draper type.
Yeah, I'd say you could.
maybe,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'd say that's a possibility there.
Yeah, good.
I would.
Yeah, I think it's between these two now.
Yeah.
Does your guy look like he has just seen another man's penis and it is very large?
Yes. Yes, he does.
It does. He does look like that.
Yeah, I think.
Actually, maybe this guy we can
Ooh,
keep.
well, maybe this one too.
I think it's one of these two.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think it's this guy.
It's 100% him. Do we guess now, or do we?
Yeah, we're down to 2 as well. So do we just?
I feel like we shouldn't even ask him more questions. We should have to choose.
Okay, let's just choose.
Based off the last 2.
Get rid of Ted Cruz. And now we're just at that guy.
So
Is it Philip?
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So what do you think? Who do you want to go with?
I'm convinced it's this guy.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm convinced.
Okay.
It's not him. I have my own reasons for that.
Leave
but
him up though, so I want to remember his name just in case you're wrong.
Is it Charles?
It is! Oh, you're right. I thought for sure it was gonna be Bill.
He saw the biggest penis he's ever seen
I don't
in
know.
his
Look
life.
at Bill's face. Bill's that's a pretty big dick.
So that was a tie, despite my best efforts, but we're gonna do one more game to decide who the winner is. It will be us.
Oh yeah. So let's pick our people.
Okay.
All right. Who's ours?
Ooh. Oh boy. This will be fun.
This is a good one.
I just wanted to tell you, I think it's gonna be that one.
You're calling it right now?
I'm just calling it to him right now.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be that person.
Yeah, well, I think it's
definitely
gonna
that
be that person.
Does your person look like they could be a very bored, aristocratic big game hunter?
Wow. Wow.
From Brick.
Surely, Reginald will go hunt zebras on the savannah.
Basically, yes, that's exactly what I'm asking.
I mean, with that voice, but
I don't think so.
No.
Is your person probably defrauding Social Security?
I don't think so.
No.
I don't think so.
No? Your move, counselor.
Question?
Okay, we gotta go big.
All right, go for it.
It's Germany, 1939.
Oh, Christ.
Is your person happy to be there?
I think so.
Oh, wow.
Maybe.
Really?
Yeah, he might be happy to be there.
Yeah, he looks.
Might be?
Might be. It's hard to tell.
I think he is.
Said he.
Does your person look like someone who will definitely steal your wallet at a bar in some kind of elaborate switch sleight of hand?
Like, oh, I bumped into you. Oh my God, are you okay? And then they walk away with your, like the movie.
I feel like it kind of depends on what city
Focus.
you're in, but
That's I guess
We're in
that's
LA.
true.
We're in LA.
in LA?
No.
Yeah, no, not in LA.
No, not in LA.
But I'd say San Francisco.
Maybe Oregon. Somewhere in
Oregon.
Portland.
Does your person look like they would be really into Japanese tentacle porn?
Yes.
100%.
Yes.
I do not want to see this
Nope.
guy's search
Not a fan.
history.
No, maybe.
Oh, that
No,
guy
I
loves
think it's time to go.
Yeah, get him out of there.
Does your person look like their antidepressants just kicked in?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so that's gone.
Yeah.
We're gonna go for it.
Is it Eric?
No! It's not!
We lost.
No, all right, yeah.
That's fine, but
We had to take a chance.
I disagree with your descriptions then.
Ask better questions next time.
Our questions
that's
were
real
phenomenal.
loser talk.
Your questions were borderline offensive
Yeah.
every single time.
I'll have you know they were very offensive, and we tried.
Borderline. Wait,
Please.
for the sake of argument, because
guess?
I just want to
Yeah,
know,
go
like
ahead, guess.
we have our theories as to who this person could be.
Is your person Bernard?
Yes.
Yeah. So because our previous challenges weren't humiliating enough, we have added the beautiful Hall of Losers.
Not fair.
Why don't you make your most losery face like the losers you are?
Oh, instant gratification.
Yeah.
I remember when this show was
Well, at
about
least 3 seconds. so-
eating weird things and being covered in blood. This is much more humiliating.
Not anymore. We've gone retro. Taken a page from Life is Strange, and now
Yeah.
you're on the wall forever.
Well, I hope you lose everyone you love in a tornado.
Jesus.
Well, that's all the time we have this week. Thank you, Jess Chobot, Dan Casey. This is super fun, awesome party game time. See you next time, losers.
Cock goggling.
Hello, guys. Welcome back.
I think you were on.
They caught it on stream. All right, Liam, they're not as good as you are at it. So yeah, guys, quick note before we get back into the game. Apparently the shirt link wasn't working earlier. It is working now. They got it functional, so go ahead and hop on now while you can. Anyway, so returning from the break, as Grog and Scanlan sit waiting to hear back from the rest of the team, traversing over towards Westruun, seeking information in their mist forms. The two of you reign behind. The four of you guys who are in mist form, where are you going?
Can we stealthily head towards like a pocket of people? Do we see like a crowd of people being held?
That would be
I'm going to. This is your mist
This
form.
is my mist form.
Motion, I like it. I like it. Also make stealth check if you could.
Stealth check.
Check.
Do we still have pass without trace?
Yes. $39.
42.
Jesus. 33.
24.
42.
Okay.
Huh?
All right. You guys make your way across the rest of the fields. You kind of head over Cole. You can see walking his way to the outside of the western side of the city. You come towards the bottom of the gate, and you can see that kind of rigid, kind of small fence structure you guys noticed when you were far away from the city becomes more clearly visible. It is a series of spears and pikes that are set up as a barrier or a barricade to the outside world to Westruun. You do see adorned on top of a number of them, few heads, varying sizes, various people, various ages.
Does this appear to be Goliath built?
It's hard to say. It looks built.
And the spikes are facing inward toward the city or
outwards.
Okay.
I think there are breaks in it, but essentially it's partially a pseudo defense mechanism, but more as a warning. It's a point of intimidation.
Okay.
So does it look pretty jerry-rigged?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not anything too classically designed.
Sure.
No flying buttresses.
Yeah, not quite. No.
Doric columns. Oh my God. Awful.
Look at these arches.
You,
tacky.
You coast over the outside wall and glance down within, and you can see there are people wandering the town. Townsfolk that are out in the streets. Many of them are in pairs or groups, small, 2 to 4 people. They either appear to be traveling from one place to another. Most of them are accompanied by 1 or 2 armed individuals. Some of the people have chains around their neck. You do see a number of these buildings are in ruins, in patchwork places. Some are just crushed. Some appear to have been just melted down, like the wood or stonework itself has been dissolved into a pile of matter. You do see places where fires have broken out, and some places have, burned into a giant cluster of ash and broken wood. You, a quick memory glance at this height, start looking for specific areas that you recall from memory. One, you glance over and see where you first came to meet Pike, where she and Wilhand lived. That area is the area of town that was apparently salvaged from the battle. It still stands. There appears to be very minimal impact, and as you just give yourself enough closeness to check in, the red brick homestead of Wilhand does still appear to be.
Can we see Wilhand anywhere?
At this distance, no. You also note towards the shopping district of Westruun, there is the shop of Abderus Noja, one of your first enchanter friends who protected you during your first Winter's Crest.
Yeah. He cast the protection spell on us.
This is making me feel very old.
I know.
His structure is still standing as well. A few buildings around did not fare so well, but his shop and a number of other ones adjacent to it seem to still be standing. You can't really tell if they're functional or how busy they are, or if anyone's doing anything with them, but that is still there. You do notice, though, at numerous parts of the street, there are just piles and piles of burnt wood and ash. Like they're just large burn piles that were set up at different periods of time and have long since burned, like little bits of whites, post-burning plumes that still kind of smolder over the past few days. You're not quite sure what these piles contained at the time they were set ablaze. There is still the worship district here, and you have the various temples. Best you can glance, a few of them have been partially toppled. There is damage to some of the buildings. Still too far away to make up any specific details beyond that than just some of the structures having been taken a hit in the previous conflicts. You're not sure from which source.
What about the mayor's house where we heard
Margrave?
chorus? Yeah.
Towards the southern central part of Westruun, south of the main town square, where the bulk of your first Winter's Crest Festival here in Westruun took place, the Margrave's house is at the very southmost portion of that. That entire square is lined with row after row of sharpened wood sticks and various other weapons, tridents, broken swords that have been just with rope strapped together to form this kind of military barricade. If anything were to attempt to attack from the ground, it would be difficult to do so if this area was filled with prepared soldiers using these as protective guard. The actual Margrave's home is intact, although at this glance you can see a lot of it has been defiled. Elements of the outside walls are strewn with dark burgundy paint, it looks like, just kind of slapped over. You can see what looks to be some sort of strings adorning edges of it, like decoration. You see, walking through this area, what looks to be about 12 or 13 or so armed individuals of varying heights, probably a good 6 or 7 Goliaths among them. Others appear to be human half-orc. It's hard to make out the full details from this distance, but they're all kind of on the outskirts surrounding what was previously the Margrave's home, now currently the homestead of Kevdak, seemingly.
Can we see Kevdak anywhere?
You have no idea what Kevdak looks
I
like.
I look for a bigger Goliath than the rest, or one that looks older
Your
and
range
bigger.
is make a perception check.
16?
16. At this distance, it's hard to make out any specific details. You can barely make out the fact that they're Goliath, and that's only because you've traveled with Grog so long. You can pick up the details like the hairless form, the tattoos, the general tone of skin, and they're male and female. Like it's a smattering of all different types of Goliaths you see here of different thickness. There are some that are a little more barrel-chested and wide, but a little shorter. And there are other similarly dressed individuals that are not Goliaths as well, but they seem to be more of a subservient role within the herd than the Goliaths that are tended to be the ruling class within this very self-contained society. But no one stands out to you as matching the descriptions of Kevdak that Grog has.
The mansion seems to be where they've based their operations, though.
Seemingly.
And we don't see a cluster of prisoners anywhere out in the open?
Where's the prison I was being held in?
The prison you're being held in was in the Umbra Hills. That was actually as far
that's
north
right,
of Westruun. Yeah.
That was when we fought the Nightmare.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do
We're
we
in the
see
Wayback
a
Machine
cluster?
today, Liz.
Do you see what?
A cluster of prisoners out in the open at all, or is it just kind of out around?
It's hard to tell because most everyone who lives here is in some way, shape, or form a prisoner. You do see that at the various gates to the city, as you went through, there's about 3-4 individuals average stationed there. Nobody seems to be entering or exiting. And the pace of those that are not of the herd that you see walking through the city has a feel of hopelessness, or at least their presence outdoors is more a function. They do what they're told, and if they're not, you've already seen what happens to them.
Now what?
Maybe stealth isn't. Maybe Grog's right. Maybe, can't talk, can we?
No, we're
Nope.
fucking clouds.
Can we, go back to the...
Yeah, I'm gesturing the go get out.
Yeah, let's go back.
Okay. Make a stealth check, guys, on the way out.
93.
Scanlan and I have been alone.
39.
32.
44.
26.
Okay. All right. You guys make your way westward. Is there anything you guys wanted to accomplish while they were gone?
Just massage each other.
Right. So I turned to Scanlan.
Oh.
And I say, like, you and I are mates, right?
Yes, the best of mates.
Right. Could I confide something in you?
I wasn't aware that you knew what that word meant.
Right, well, I'm full of surprises. One of which is... So I had this horrible dream recently, and in the dream, I was killing all these people with this amazing sword that I have.
Yes?
But there were a lot of people, and some of the people that got killed I knew.
Oh.
And I feel it has something to do with this sword that I have. And the secret is... I can hear the sword talking to me.
Like talking, or you just...
Yeah, look, so I'm telling you because you and I have such a history, right? And I feel like you won't judge me, but look, I'm afraid the rest of the group won't quite understand. I don't know if I'm crazy or if this sword is talking to me.
Do you see a mouth on it or anything?
No, I just hear a voice, and I was wondering if maybe I'll
All
take it
the
out.
time?
No, only when I'm holding it. So like, I could take it out now and see maybe if you hear it.
Okay.
So I take out Craven Edge.
Okay, take Craven Edge. You hold it out in front of you.
Graven Edge, how did you enjoy your snack?
It was a good snack, and a snack it was. If there's more where that came from, I would be so thankful.
Are you getting that?
No, Grog, I'm not.
You're not hearing anything? No, like, super sexy voice, nothing?
Try one more time.
No, it's not worth it. Look, do you want to hold the sword?
Sure, that's a good idea, actually. Can I hold the sword? How big is it?
It's a great sword. It's about...
Like the size
almost
of its handle.
twice the length of your whole body. And probably weighs close to as much as you do.
Can you hold the top part and I'll just hold it by the... the handle, the
So I
hilty
grab
part?
the blade and I hand the hilt.
Okay, as you hand the hilt over towards him, there's hesitation. The voice is,
Only you're worthy of holding me. You will hand me to no one.
See, now, Craven. I'm starting to feel like I'm doubting myself. I'm seeing things, and he's talking to me.
Okay.
I just am gonna take it right back. I just want him to, experience your glory.
Make a charisma check.
Shit, fuck.
Oh my god. That's bad.
No.
Well, 7.
7. Okay. You can't give this sword up. It means too much, and the voice in your head once again says,
Only those proven worthy to feed me can carry me. You,
Grog, hand me the sword.
No. You know, on second thought, don't worry about it. It's clearly, and I take it back. It's not. It's just. Maybe I just need to see someone or talk to somebody. Clearly, I mean, you don't. Oh, it's talking. You don't hear it, right?
I don't hear it, but maybe if you handed it to me, I could.
No, it's really heavy too, and I sheave it.
Do I believe him?
make an insight check.
Not good.
I'll make a deception check.
Not good.
Fuck. I want any better.
7.
3.
Mark's not the most able liar usually, and you're pretty good at seeing past the deceit of others. This definitely falls into the line of deceit, as adorable as it is to see him try.
Grog, you want to give me the sword, and I will cast suggestion on him.
Whoa!
Okay, make a wisdom. Is it a wisdom saving throw?
I haven't used it in a while, and I don't have my thing.
I'll pull it up real fast. Hold on a second, just to make sure. I'm pretty sure it is.
I think it is.
No. That's not bad, yeah.
Yep, make a wisdom saving throw.
Giant modifier on this one. 16. with a modifier of
18
0.
if I'm not using my
Not
thing.
using the cone, so no, it still fails. So you feel compelled now to give the sword. You're like, no, that's a great idea.
You know what? It's a great idea. I feel like you should hold this sword, and I hold on to the blade, but I still hand the hilt to him.
Okay. As he holds out the sword towards you, you grasp the handle. As the hand touches it, the voice goes,
No, only you can wield me.
go ahead and make a wisdom saving throw again.
18.
Actually, no, sorry, that's a charisma saving throw, not wisdom.
19.
19.
Yeah, +1.
All right. You feel the influence of the blade begin to creep into your mind, but the bond you have with Scanlan and the time you traveled together, you manage to shrug it off.
Oh.
And fighting that impulse, you still hand the blade over. You take the handle.
I take
you
it.
You let go of the weapon and you hold it in your hand now. It's like into the
You
dirt.
ruin everything good. You take everything good away from all of us.
Well, it's heavy. I
Throw it into acid, why don't you?
Ask it a question.
Oh, I talk to it?
Yeah. And it'll
Okay.
talk right back. It's like that.
Oi, Craven Edge. Have you been talking to my friend Grog?
There's a long beat of silence. And then a barely audible.
Sing to it.
It says, all of a sudden you hear this tiny voice creep up in the back of your head.
If you truly wish to hold me in your grasp, I require me to prove to me your worthiness.
Is it saying something?
No.
No! It's not saying anything?
Craven Edge. How do I prove I'm worthy?
What?
The blade, all of a sudden, it almost seems to have a slight shift of its own, like a divining rod. It kind of moves, and the blade shifts away from the direction of you and Grog, and gently shifts over down the way to an older gentleman who's now returned to picking a few crops, and it just kind of points in his direction. It says,
Prove to me.
Is it Reggie?
pointing to Reginald.
No, not Reggie.
What? Why are you pointing at Reggie?
I don't think I can. I don't think I want to, so... I think I'll try to give the sword back to Grog.
Make a charisma check.
Is this magic?
It is. It's not a spell. Let me double check if you're referring to the gnomish racial capability. Let me go ahead and double check the rules here, because this can make a difference here.
Well, it's fine.
Hold on. Against magic, I'll say yes, because it is technically a magical entity.
Natural 20.
Witchcraft!
The sheer force of personality that begins to exude from this weapon, you sense that it is old, it has seen many a hand, and has probably taken far many more life. But it's not met a gnome like you before, Scanlan Shorthalt.
Never known a gnome like you.
The blade says,
Take this back, will you?
Yeah, I'll take it back. Did it talk to you then, yeah?
Yes, it did.
Right, it's creepy as shit.
It's very compelling. I don't know if you should have this, Grog.
Whoa, no, hold on. Now, look, I just wanted to make sure that I wasn't fucking, batshit crazy, which I'm not, and I'm really glad that we're sharing in this now. But look, hey, don't tell anyone. Promise me.
All right. I won't tell anyone. But
And
I
you-
might have to ask some questions about this.
Yeah, no, that's why I brought you in. You're all smart, right? And I always want to ask questions like, what's the first thing it remembers? What was it doing with Lord Briarwood? But
Does it tell you to kill things?
No.
What? I know it does. It just told me to kill something.
You must be a dark wizard.
Does it tell you to kill things?
No, it just says it's hungry.
At which point, you both hear a voice simultaneously go, "Always hungry."
Yeah.
You heard it that
I heard
time?
that. Did you
Holy
hear that?
shit!
Yeah.
I feel like Kevin Costner in Field of Dreams, and you're James Earl Jones.
I don't know what
I've got a friend in this now.
Oh boy.
Right, so look, like, we could.
We should not tell the others about this.
No.
This is very strange.
Yeah.
They might freak out.
Right.
I'm gonna ask about this. I'll when next we see Pike, I'll ask her about it.
Yeah.
Find out if it's good or bad or neutral. Because I don't know anything about this. Right? I don't know anything about this.
Make an Arcana check.
It could be good. There's nothing wrong with being hungry.
12.
12. Seems magical.
Yeah, I don't know. Don't know anything about this, so...
As a bard, you understand that there are certain artifacts, weapons, that either were, when upon their creation, upon their development, had the essence of a creature or a soul put into it, or conversely, the weapon came into being as its own, personality. You're not sure the nature of this, and you're unable to ascertain which side of the spectrum it lies on as far as morality goes.
I'll do some investigating. In the meantime, try not to kill anyone in our party.
What?
If it tells you to?
I would never.
Well.
Never.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, it does never even like.
Let's just keep this between us.
Yeah. Totes.
Just like that
in the
time
vault.
in Iman when we double teamed.
The Eiffel
Okay.
Tower.
Yep.
Yeah, alright.
It was a...
Oh, that went at my nose.
At which point, a few clusters of mist come landing out of the sky.
What? Green lights?
That's us.
You guys, you're the mist.
Oh. Oh, it's just me.
You all begin to take
Literally
physical
just scared
form.
of your own ham.
Oh.
What,
Nothing happened here. How was your trip?
Yeah, boring, yeah.
Totally boring.
Yep. No action.
Not a lot to see there. There's a lot of Goliaths and a lot of other bad guys walking around, oppressing very nice-looking people.
A lot of Goliaths.
They've made really pokey fences everywhere.
That's what I would do.
It looks like if we barged in, straight in, they'd probably have very good fortifications.
Right.
I also think they're trying to be scary.
Trying to be scary.
Not that you're not scary all the time, Grog. I just think they're, they're like, ooh.
They really want to look scary.
They really want to look tough. Yeah.
So here's the thing. Do we barge in, totally risk our life, or try to find a way, around this situation?
So, I'm sorry, there's a central stronghold of some
Yes.
sort?
Yes.
Is it a fortress?
No, it's where the mayor lived before.
It's a house.
Yeah.
It's like a big house.
It's a nice house.
It's a nice house.
And if we were to make our way into it somehow, what would our mission be?
Well, let's just put on the table what we're doing here, right?
Yes.
Kevdak has the Knuckles. We don't know where he is. He's probably pretty formidable on his own. And in a day or two, a dragon is going to be swinging by. So it's not one problem. It's a very large problem and a massive problem.
Agreed.
I wonder if Kevdak goes to the sacrificial area where they leave the horde for the dragon.
Or maybe if he does
I wouldn't.
rounds.
Why would he?
If he does rounds to check in on people.
And I'll also say, I think it's more than likely that in the end, I doubt the dragons would care who is filling the sacrificial plate, as long as it's full.
someone is.
I agree.
I think we could get
Yeah,
rid
the-
of
the
all of
dragons
them,
don't
and
care
as long as the
about-
plate's full.
No.
As far as this city goes, correct me if I'm wrong, but we have two options. Either we stealth in with the stealthy people, not me included, and we try and pickpocket Kevdak for the Knuckles, or I challenge Kevdak for the knuckles.
Is Kevdak known to ever wander off by himself? Does he take interests in his subjects to where we could corner him alone?
Or is
even
it a
smaller
walk
group?
in and kind of try to challenge him?
We could take out one of that guard. What was his name? Cole or something? Was that?
Yeah, Cole was heading back to the city, though.
We could find one of your Goliath friends, hold them hostage, and draw out Kevdak that way.
They won't
there's
care
also gonna
about.
be-
They won't care about a hostage.
There's also going to be the issue of, are they going to go looking for Horus?
Maybe.
Maybe not.
Not that hard, though.
Yeah.
We could do some sort of a diversion, set a fire or something that would draw them out, or set a fire to the house they live in to draw
It's
them
not a
out.
bad idea. What would bring Kevdak out?
Grog would bring Kevdak out.
Grog?
Do you want to just march in there solo while we all sort of stealth
No!
around? No! While we all sort of stealth around in the rooftops watching,
Flank.
ready to act.
And Grog, I'm curious how tied you feel to the ways of your people now, or if you do. Do you feel the need yourself to face him on your own, or would you be amenable, would you be friendly to the idea of my sister and I softening him up for a moment and then letting you have at it? What do you want to do here?
So, my fear is this. That if it's anyone but me and him, everyone gets involved. Not just us, but all 60 of them in that stronghold. I don't think we walk out of that very well. I'm not opposed to facing him head on and seeing what fate has in store for me while you free any prisoners that might be around or ransacking his house for any fun bits, but I think he's gonna have the knuckles on him.
So, question. Is your herd and Kevdak the type where if you start getting the upper hand in this fight, will the herd move to protect Kevdak?
No.
So they'll honor a
It's
one-on-one
one-on-one.
fight. They'll honor that. They won't pull a fast one and swarm in when he's on his
Tell
last leg.
Tell us this: if we walk in with you into town, is that not good? Should you walk into town alone and we lurk in the shadows?
Do you want to be on a hilltop? You know, like standing on a hilltop? Because we could arrange that.
I would need to think about it. Regardless, I think now is not the time. Perhaps we go look for Osisa's mate.
You don't want to do this now. It seems like now or never.
Well, we know where Kevdak is. He doesn't seem to be going
We may
anywhere.
not know where he is after this.
He seems pretty fortified. And we don't have Pike. And this is her hometown.
Judging by the... No, I didn't hear any of that.
I want to throw something in here as well. And I don't know what to do in this situation. I'm looking to you all for guidance. But what I do know, I know two things. One is that I don't want you to fall, Grog. We need you. And I do not want you to fall to Kevdak. And second, if you do fall, I'm not willing to walk away without those knuckles. Not for me to use, but for us to use. We need those knuckles. So if you are to fall at his hand, which I do not want, I don't know that I can honorably walk away.
Well, yeah, speaking from a selfish position, if I fall, you can really do whatever the fuck you want. I think honor is a bupkis at that point, so I don't mind what you do after that.
You're not gonna fall, Grog.
No.
My first point then, Grog, I need you. We all do.
It's very sweet. Emotion. I would like it if Pike was here.
We know.
All right.
But
We wait.
Well, look, could we hear Horus when he was interrogating him?
Yep.
Judging by the way Horus was speaking, it sounds like they're pretty settled in for right now. Like they're not
nomadic anymore.
Sitting pretty.
Yeah, they ain't going anywhere.
Bless you.
Thank you.
So we know where he is now. It'll give us a little bit more time to formulate our plan. This is your fight, Grog. We'll follow you in this one.
You want to go in there with Pike?
Yeah.
Let's wait for Pike.
We wait for Pike. We wait until Gilmore's up
Better.
and standing, and we bring Pike here with us.
Pike
All right.
might even be an emotional trigger.
For what?
The herd, if they see her, maybe.
They never met her.
That's true. They probably don't give any shits.
Look, let's just do this. Let's go after Aziza's mate. If we don't learn or find anything incredibly valuable, we're at the same place we are now.
That's a good point.
All right.
And then we can kick the tires.
We still have missed possibilities?
We do. We can float on.
All right, then
Is
let's float
Reginald
on.
still around?
At this point, as Reginald's sitting there clutching his full satchel, just going like,
Hi, Reggie.
"Hi,
So, we're gonna help you.
right?
We're gonna go get some reinforcements.
You might have to wait a little while.
That's okay, but you're coming back, right?"
You most definitely are.
Must.
Spread the word that hope is alive. We will find a way to beat this.
All right. I'll be careful. You be careful too. Come back as soon as you think you can and you're ready.
Don't tell anyone what you saw here, though, right?
Good luck.
And if anyone asks where Horace is, what happened to Horace?
I haven't seen him for days.
It's a good answer.
Good job.
Spits on the pile where his corpse is. All right. Hope to see you soon then.
You will.
He turns around and begins walking back.
Reginald?
You guys all take a moment, collect yourselves, revert back to your mist form, coast out of the farmland, heading southward in the direction of the Frostweld. We're there. We're gonna go ahead and finish our campaign for the evening. Next week on Thursday.
Grog.
Getting some.
Feeling the pressure now.
Yeah.
Feel it?
Live
Feel
showing
it?
restraint and caution.
No, I like it. I want Pike here too.
Yeah, so do I.
Yeah, it's too
We
big
don't want
for
Pike
Grog. Yeah.
Could have taken him.
You could have totally taken
Coulda, but it's where Pike like and her family raised Grog.
You know?
Yeah,
Seems
it's like,
appropriate.
and her schedule's so busy. But if we can get her next week,
Yeah.
Or, well, next week we do the Sphinx and then the week after.
Yeah.
I'm gonna figure it out.
Whenever.
Get her back some point soon, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is, she's
We
gonna
do.
join us.
Yeah.
Thanks to take 17 episodes.
Hey, you're in New York. Can you stuff her in your suitcase while you're there? Just bring her back.
Good call.
Just commandeer her. She's tiny.
Snatcher.
Yeah.
She's little.
She might be a little loud.
Skype is rough, guys. It makes me feel bad for Pike. It's such a
Yeah.
No, we'll have you back soon, buddy.
I'm fine.
No, you're not. You'd be here. I know. Well, so hopefully we'll be having Ashley back when Blind Spot releases her.
Yes.
Between seasons, we'll have her back for a few months, hopefully,
Season
to play
break.
here in person.
Yay!
Forward to that.
Hiatus.
Whenever that happens soon. But yeah, we'll see you guys back here next week for the next length of the journey of Vox Machina. And till then, it's a Thursday. See you guys soon.